Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 15 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 15-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 10 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 10-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, Hawkeye Women's Basketball is on the air. Presented by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, delivering the funds the university needs to drive academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Visit uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Alliant Energy. See how Alliant Energy is building a strong, resilient energy future today and for generations to come. Learn more at alliantenergy.com/powering beyond. Explore Minnesota. Discover the star of the North. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. This is the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative pregame show, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Here's Rob Brooks and former Hawkeye Catherine Reynolds.
Hawkeyes looking for a bounce back Sunday afternoon. Welcome to UCLA as the Hawkeyes will take on the second-ranked Bruins here in Los Angeles, coming off a couple of really good days of practice. Hawkeyes are facing their toughest opponent since the UConn game back in December. But that's what it's all about in the Big Ten. You're going to be playing top 5, top 10, top 15 competition throughout. And of course, we talk about that rebound as the Hawkeyes took a tough loss Thursday night at the Galen Center against the USC Trojans. Hawkeyes lost that game 81-69, and that was the first loss in the Big Ten. Hawkeyes stand at 9-1. But there were some good things that came out of that game, and really you talk about that Iowa bench and having to restructure and kind of find their way without one of the best shooters the Hawkeyes have had in many years, and Taylor McCabe. Unfortunate knee injury a week ago today against Ohio State. Done for the year. That inserted Addie Deal into the starting lineup, but then Taylor Stremlo and Journey Houston, both real bright spots for the Hawkeyes, as Stremlo had 11 first-half points against USC and shot the ball well from deep, knocking down 3 three-pointers. Also had 6 assists and 5 rebounds. And then Journey Houston, a career-high 16 points and 8 rebounds as well in 25 minutes and 54 seconds, her 4th double-figure game of the season. So plenty to build on, and the Hawkeyes had some fun, but certainly was a lot about business the last 2 days, taking on UCLA this afternoon. The Trojans on Thursday, the Bruins today, as UCLA comes in at 20-1, and the only undefeated team in the Big Ten at 10-0. They were perfect 7-0 in the month of January, and the only loss this year, you have to go back to the 26th of November, where number 4 Texas defeated the Bruins 76-65. A couple of fairly close calls along the way in Big Ten play at Ohio State on the 28th of December, 82-75, and then Illinois gave a good account of themselves in Champaign on Wednesday night. The Bruins ended up winning that game 80-67, and really had to fend off a big second-half comeback by Illinois. Senior Lauren Betts had 23 points, 9 rebounds, but was saddled with foul trouble as she picked up 3 in 4 minutes of play in the first quarter and sat the majority of the first half, but still ended up leading the Bruins in scoring and rebound with a strong second half. But as we look at the injury report before today's contest, and Lauren Betts listed as questionable. And watching her warm up here at Pauley Pavilion, she's got a sleeve along that right leg, and you can tell that she's got that right knee heavily bandaged, and word out here is that had a little mishap in practice, but is certainly out warming up. So we would expect her to start and see how long she can go. The 6'7" senior, this is her third year in a UCLA Bruin uniform. But the Bruins also have plenty of other weapons. It's not just Lauren Betts. Kiki Rice, an outstanding player, a 5'11" senior, and there are other scorers as well. But Betts, certainly the main focus for this UCLA Bruin team that went to the Final Four a season ago, ended up 34-3. And you remember that game in Iowa City last year as the Hawkeyes just about pulled off a massive upset. Lost that one, a heartbreaker at Carver, 67-65. And that is what the Hawkeyes hope to do today, pull off a massive upset. Got a big pregame show for you once again. Of course, Jan Jensen will be along. We'll get her take on this afternoon's game. And when we come back, Catherine Reynolds had an opportunity to sit down with Michaela Onyenwere, who was the 2021 WNBA Rookie of the Year, the sixth player taken in the draft, and now in her first season as an assistant coach at UCLA, was an outstanding player as a Bruin, all Pac-12, and first year as an assistant under 15-year head coach Corey Close. Back to Pauley Pavilion after the break as we count down to tip off Iowa and UCLA. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists. Shop the sales and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Hey Hawkeye fans, there's a new MVP at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Carol's Corn, Iowa's favorite gourmet popcorn, is now popping fresh for every men's and women's basketball game. From our delicious triple mix to golden caramel and bold cheese. Every bite is handcrafted right here in the Midwest. Popped fresh, local, and made with you in mind. So grab your bag, cheer loud, and taste the flavor of Hawkeye pride. Carol's Corn. Grab yours and enjoy the game inside Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Carol's Corn. We pop every kernel with you in mind.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to Wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
Go for the big Honda savings. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Get as low as 0.99% APR on a new 2025 Ridgeline. Go for the most Car and Driver 10 Best Awards with 98 trophies. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Welcome back to Pauley Pavilion on the campus of UCLA with Catherine Reynolds and assistant coach Michaela Onyenwere. Coach, you guys came off a Final Four run last year. It's your first season on this side of it. Now that you had a lot of success playing here at UCLA. Just talk about how your team picked up right where they left off and what you've liked out of your group this year.
Yeah, like I said, I'm new, but I've just been able to see the dedication and commitment that this group has, which is a little bit different than I feel like any other college student. I've been just aware of just how committed and dedicated they are. They come in, they work, they want to win, they're selfless, and I think that conglomeration of just attributes really will help us get to where we want to be. But obviously, Final Four experience is super just great for us to be able to learn, and I think that they take that personal. Like, okay, we learned from what we did and what we needed to learn from last year, and we can take that into this year and really just kind of, do things a little bit bit better. And so you've just been able to see, you know, from top down how committed they are. And I'm really impressed with such a young group. And like, I know they're old in like college, but they're young in life, and just how they've been able to approach everything and every single day just with a mindset of like, we want to win, we want to get better. So that's been really cool to see.
Looking at some of your individuals on your roster, you know, Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice get a lot of the national attention. So can you talk about them a little bit, but then maybe mention a few other individuals that you feel like really make a difference in your locker room?
Yeah, I mean, we have an amazing just group of girls just put together and really have put in a lot of work to have that chemistry. But obviously, like you said, Lauren, one of the best post players in the country, you know, will be really, really good in the WNBA at the next level, but just such a great leader as well. Has been kind of like that force for us at the post, but also just in general, just being somebody who can be really steady and a rock for us. And then Kiki, just super level-headed, just like super neutral queen. Nothing ever gets her too high or too low, and we need that from her. She's been here for 4 years and has really been able to kind of change our program in that way. But like you said, there's so many other players on our team who I can go, you know, 1 through 10 and tell you guys, you know, who has been super impactful. I think what comes to mind first is probably Gabs and Char. Obviously, I can say anybody, but Gabs and Char. I think Gabs is, we call her all gas Gabs for a reason, and she just is like, doesn't need a play ran for her, doesn't need anything much ran for her, but she just gets things done. And that is just such like a pro mindset that she already has. Like, I'm going to get things done regardless if things are going bad, good, or whatever else. She's just always going to be counted on to do the things that she needs to do. And I really, really admire that about her, obviously even coming from a pro. And then Charlize, just like floor general, was able to get people into great spots, good playmaker, sees like things 2-3 plays ahead, and just such a knack for the game, and is so smart. And I actually played against Charlize, and I played against Angela as well, because they have gotten like 5 or 6 years at this point. But I've been able to see her obviously from when she was a freshman to now when she's a senior, or redshirt senior, and she just has grown so much. And being able to see the floor, being able to just be a floor general, a leader, just been so impressed with both of them. But I guess I could go with down the line for everybody.
Yeah, you certainly could. I mean, it's a roster. It's a who's who. 7 McDonald's All-Americans on this roster. So when you think about today's matchup, the strengths of your team, what do you expect to see today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Iowa, great team, good post presence. They have really great shooters. So obviously, that'll be something that we're really focused on. But I think on our end, really just being able to guard those post players, really get out on those shooters, do what we do. I think obviously matchups change, but we don't want to change anything that we do. We really want to focus on what we do and what we do well. And that's having versatility, being able to, you know, anybody at any given time can go off, and we have that myriad of talent. We're able to mesh that together. So that'll probably be our focus today, but Iowa's obviously been a great team, so that will be a test for us for sure.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Catherine, thank you very much. Interview with assistant head coach Michaela Onyenwere, who was an outstanding player at UCLA, and hopefully will continue her WNBA career as well, as she was the 2021 WNBA Rookie of the Year, right now a free agent. So UCLA has got about 6 or 7 players that can score, averaging 8 points or more, outstanding shooters, and also have a couple of players that can get to the basket as well. So the Hawkeyes certainly have to be near their best this afternoon. Hawks out on the court, warming up. Basket to our left. UCLA just headed to their locker room here at Pauley Pavilion as the crowd files in on a perfect Sunday afternoon in Southern California. Back with Jan Jensen after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Whether they roll the dough or pour the joe, bake the bread or greet instead, your team goes the extra mile, and they deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. For plans that cover businesses of all sizes, Delta Dental customizes. With employer costs as low as $0, you can offer benefits and be a hero. Affordable coverage is a click away. Visit deltadentalia.com today.
Life moves fast. Quickstar keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a delicious bakery treat, or our take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here, because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. And while you're fueling up with Quickstar's fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. We're all about saving you time, money, and making your life easy. Quickstar's here for you whenever you need us.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official Des Moines local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, Aplos, and Community Choice Credit Union. Do you smell that? No, it's not just toast. That's the smell of your car payment becoming toast. Move your car loan to Community Choice and toast those payments for 99 days. Get started at unbankyourride.com. Loan subject to credit approval and analysis.
It's time for our Shoot-Around with Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen, presented by Oak Knoll. Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City community for 59 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City, a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more. Here's Rob Brooks and Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen.
Well, Jan, we flipped the calendar and talking about February basketball now and the back half of the regular season as far as the Big Ten Conference is concerned. And January went really quick, and now it'll be a big push here the next 4 weeks.
It just gets to be a race in February. Now everything really starts to take shape, even though game 1 of the conference season is as important as this game and will be important as the one at the end of February. It just seems like when we hit this month, everything starts pointing all towards March Madness. So it takes on a little different feel for sure.
Well, a couple of days to get back out on the court, some good practices. What really the emphasis the last couple of days?
Yeah, after the USC game, I just really talked to them a lot about our response, right? Because, we can't do anything about that result, but we can really work on the response. And the response can be greater than the result if we'll really take the situation and take our new responsibilities. Because now all of us have new responsibilities. We got to figure out different rotations. We've got to figure out, as players, I got to carry a little bit more of the load. I got to do a little this more. I got to do a little less of that. So I think it just takes a little time to start redefining and get used to that. I liked our tenacity, especially yesterday's practice. I was really proud of them. I've just spoken a lot about this game is just, kind of possession by possession about our fight and our connectivity. It's just really, this whole year I've talked about process goals and just staying in the here and now. And I think as long as we keep doing that, we're going to morph in, just to a new version of who we've always been. And I really am excited and real hopeful that we'll see that today at UCLA.
Bench play, we've talked about it all year long. What did you think of Taylor Stremlow and then Journey Houston coming off the bench against the Trojans? Yeah,
I think Journey's been, pretty big for us. I think this whole season she's been one of the more constant kids off the bench, pretty consistent. And so I'm going to need that today. Also, Taylor has always been, our, heart and soul and plays really hard. I chose to bring her off the bench because she can play the 1, 2, and 3 positions. But, that kid, the way she plays, she leans into most moments. So I want to keep a keen eye on that because there's never a challenge that's too big for that kid. And I think she kind of gave us that juice a little bit that we needed in the last game. So we definitely need those two to continue being who they are. And, we got in foul trouble in that last game. We just can't afford foul trouble to anybody in our starting unit. So hopefully we can put that kind of challenge in the rearview mirror.
We'll talk about the UCLA Bruins when we come back. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game, honoring those who serve at every Hawkeye game. Just as our veterans safeguard our freedom, American Equity helps protect your financial future. Named one of Newsweek's most trustworthy insurance companies in America 3 years in a row, American Equity delivers secure retirement income with the service you deserve. Join American Equity in honoring and thanking all who serve our country.
Hi, Hawk fans. Coach Kirk Ferentz here. For 40 years, our players have proudly worn the ANF logo to honor the hardworking farmers who keep this country growing. With fewer farmers working the land, their challenges are bigger, but their commitment never wavers. The Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa Farm Bureau are proud to stand with these dedicated families who feed and fuel our nation. Thanks for celebrating 40 years of America Needs Farmers. Let's keep standing strong for the people who keep us going strong. To learn more, visit americaneedsfarmers.org.
Hey Hawks, it's Coach Ben McCullum. Join me for Hawk Talk on the Hawkeye Radio Network, weekly at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Check out the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. Go Hawks!
Hawkeye Basketball on 1040 WHO is brought to you by Quick Star, Better Business Bureau, Lennox, American Equity, Tournament Club of Iowa, Big Grove, Oak Knoll, U.S. Cellular.
It's time for our Shoot-Around with Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen, presented by Oak Knoll. Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City community for 59 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City, a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more. Here's Rob Brooks and Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen.
Well, Jan, of course, this is the Final Four team a season ago. Betts, Rice, the stars of the show, but they've got others. This is a group that can score in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I think they got a whole lot better in the portal. They got a great transfer from Utah. Her name is Neepkins. And, you know, we tried to call on her as well, but she's just an incredible player, a three-point shooter extraordinaire. So she's really stretched him offensively. But we also recruited another kid out of high school. She comes off the bench, and she could be starting. Her name is Dugalich, and she's from the Chicagoland area. And she shoots a wonderful three ball, but also posts up pretty strong. So those two are pretty keys. Man, I love their number 11. She's a power forward as well, but she's just such a gritty player. She slashes, she cuts back door. There's no rebound that she doesn't think she can get. So they got a lot of great stars that are behind the superstars of Rice and Betts. So it's definitely a Final Four caliber team, definitely the number 2 team in the country. And you know, I'm just excited to see how we, you know, respond and battle, because I think the thing at, you know, the beginning of February, you know, this ain't April right now. We are still building and we're still growing, and, you know, we got to reform right now just because we've lost, you know, a starter. But I love our fight. I love our battle, and we got to go out and play possession for possession.
The teams that have played well against UCLA, what have they done to stick around?
Well, they've shot the ball well. Right, you kind of have to match them and score with them. And Betts has gotten into some foul trouble. At Illinois this last game, she had 3 fouls in the first half, and I think she even had a technical. So her frustration level must have risen, right? And Neepkins, uncharacteristically, I thought I read 10% from the 3. I've never seen my kid in her whole career not push 40. I mean, she's almost shooting, I think it's 50-some. I don't have my scout in front of me, but Those things. So I think Illinois' defense was pretty solid. You have to make it hard on them. You can't really blow a switch. You can't, like, Betts is going to get hers. I don't think doubling Betts at 6'7", you're giving up such a quick outside shot. So usually the teams that maybe give an illusion of a crowd or a double, but they don't really full sell out to that, they've done better than a full sale double, because Betts just will kick it out to those great three-point shooters. So, try to take a page out of some of those books with our strategy, but we're going to have to score, and we just got to make them use some shot clock and make them earn their points. The people who've done that, they've been in ball games.
You've talked a lot about possession by possession, concentration, and it's easy to talk about, a little harder to do, but when you play a team like this, really important.
It really is. I mean, that's the thing, is so many things can happen in the flow of a game, and if you just really start to internalize, like, oh, I shouldn't have fouled. Oh, Betts blocked my shot. Oh, I had a turnover. Oh, I blew the switch. It's got to be such forward thinking, because a team like this, they don't make very many mistakes. And if you let maybe a mistake that you make turn into a couple, it can really disrupt a really positive game plan. So in this particular game, those possessions, it's like you want to try to win it and then move on. If you lose it, move on. If you just keep it in the present and battle in the present, that's when your mindset can be a little bit clearer and sharper, and I think we're really going to need that this game.
That's Jan Jensen. We'll have more on the pregame show from Pauley Pavilion after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients. It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCullum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Welcome back to Pauley Pavilion on the campus of UCLA as we get set for number 2 UCLA and the Iowa Hawkeyes. As we will now enjoy the Black National Anthem, followed by the National Anthem here from Pauley Pavilion. Good crowd filing in here at Pauley Pavilion as we get set for another top 10 matchup. Number 2 UCLA and number 8 Iowa. Time for Catherine's Keys to a Hawkeye victory as they are sponsored by Explore Minnesota. From exploring freshly fallen snow to finding award-winning restaurants, Minnesota makes it easy to plan a cozy winter getaway. Whether you're looking for a quiet retreat or an adrenaline-filled adventure, see why winter is our hottest season by visiting exploreminnesota.com. Catherine, what do the Hawks have to accomplish this afternoon?
It's a big bounce-back opportunity for the Hawkeyes, and I think it starts with the battle of the boards. UCLA is second in the nation in rebounding margin at a plus 15.7. That's first in the Big Ten. They're first in the conference in rebounds at 43 in a game, and of course that's leading to extra possessions for them. So I think first and foremost, Hawkeyes have to take care of the boards. Good thing you got Hannah Stolke in this lineup. Secondly, it's handling the pressure defense that UCLA brings to the floor. They are keeping teams to 58 points per game or less on the year. So that's the second thing for Iowa. And then lastly, it's staying out of foul trouble. It really impacts the game when Hannah Stolke isn't out there. So her, Ava Hayden, Kylie Feuerbach, stay out of foul trouble and stay on the court.
That is a must. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. UCLA starters being introduced. We'll have the lineups, the tip next from Pauley. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Running from practice to practice or meeting to meeting, the Eat Shop has lunch covered. Our fresh, handcrafted boxed lunches are perfect for sports teams on the go and corporate events like Lunch and Learns. Easy, delicious, and ready when you are. From delicious sandwiches on house-made bread to fresh sides and signature cookies, every box is thoughtfully prepared and worth every bite. Order boxed lunches today at theeatshop.com and let us fuel your day. Worth every bite. Hawkeye fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, Big Ten Rentals, and Tomlinson Cannon. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, contact the Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty for all your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
Midwest One believed in us and gave us the money to get started, and it was great.
We're talking with Jack Piper of Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack.
In 2005, they were there when we opened Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack. They've been there every step of the way with funding and great feedback on how to expand our brand. Midwest One Bank has been great, and with the recent uncertain times, we got through it, thanks to Midwest One Bank.
Midwest One Bank. Simply better banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Starting lineups presented by Melrose Meadows. Tired of cooking, cleaning, or just being alone? Check out Melrose Meadows, voted Iowa City's best retirement community. With underground parking, a heated pool, and endless opportunities to stay fit and social. Learn more. You can visit melrosemeadows.com. Well, we told you Lauren Betts was questionable, went through warm-ups, and will start. The 6'7" senior, averaging 16.5 and 8.3. Gabriella Hawkeyes, Gianna Deepkins, Charlize Ledger-Walker, and Kiki Rice. The Hawkeyes go with the same lineup as Thursday night. Kylie Feuerbach, Hannah Stolke, Ava Hayden, Addie Deal, and Chit-Chat Wright. Betts and Hayden getting set to jump. Ball is in the air. Betts wins the tap and gets it to Ledger Walker, who brings it across the timeline, being defended by Addie Deal. Neepkins on the right wing. Betts has it. 17-foot jumper, no good off the back of the bracket. And Ava Hayden clears the rebound to Chit-Chat Wright. Now Hayden, top of the key, reverses it right side, Addie Deal. Feuerbach in between the circles, holds the ball at her right hip. Looks and then gets a screen from Stalky. Fakes a three, bounces it inside to Hannah. Now back outside in the quarter to Deal. Lost control of it and tried to make a move along the baseline. Kicks it left side, Feuerbach for three. Back iron, no. Betts grabs the rebound. Rice gets it to Ledger Walker. Betts top of the key, asking for help. Takes one dribble. Right side, Ledger Walker. Deal collapses on her, and she spins down the right side of the lane, goes to the left hand, lays it up and in.
Well, Addie just got hung up on the ball screen action there, never had a chance to recover and contest the layup.
Really tried to seal her off from going left, and then she spun back to the right. 2-0 Bruins. Chit-Chat Wright fakes a three on the left wing, and she's cut off as she tried to drive baseline. Now Feuerbach, one-hand pass to Deal. Hayden comes out and catches, hands it off to Feuerbach, sets a screen, drives paint, now kicks it off to the corner. Addie Deal for three, dipped in, popped out, but Hayden saves it along the baseline. Hawks another opportunity, three ball, swish, top of the key three for Chit-Chat Wright.
Well, credit Ava Hayden, relentless effort of the offensive rebound, gets that kick out, comeback three for Chit-Chat Wright. That was pretty.
Hawks on top, 3-2 early going. Rice delivers it to Neepkins. Now to Ledger Walker, short corner on the left side. Bounces it inside, left-handed layup, no good by Hawkeyes. And rebound taken down by Stalky and a whistle. And that'll be a hold on Hawkeyes as she went after the rebound.
Hawkeyes is kind of considered one of those glue kids, like they used to say about Kate Martin in the Iowa lineup. She just does all the little things, and she doesn't often make that mistake 90 feet away from the rim, fouling.
Wright brings it across the timeline. Rice on her, now delivers it to Addie Deal. Bounce pass to Hayden just off the elbow. Lob pass inside. Stalky, wide open layup, good. Lost Hawkeyes, and Stalky gets her first basket. And the Hawkeyes go up 5-2. Here's Betts down on the block, back to the basket. And spins toward the middle, shot off the window, good. Boy, she hooked Hannah Stalky there badly. And still got away with it.
Yeah, big time hook, but big time player. She's going to get a lot of things to go her way.
And then the Hawks go right into Hayden, left-handed layup, no good in the paint, and the ball is loose, dug up by UCLA. In the front court, lob inside to Betts, and she couldn't handle the pass underneath the hoop, and it goes out of bounds over to the Hawkeyes. Down one, but with the basketball.
Hawkeye defense fortunate that that pass was errant because Lauren Betts had a great seal on Ava Hayden without any weak side help.
Usually the Hawkeyes are the bigger team, but that is not the case this afternoon.
Not today.
6'7", 6'1", 6 foot. Hayden puts it on the floor, goes toward the block, and then a nice spin move. Couldn't get the shot to go as it just bounced on the right side of the rim. But it will stay with Iowa as Angela Dukalich, 6'4" senior, transfer from Oregon State, coming into the game. Feuerbach will throw it in along the baseline. Looks, needs to deliver it, and does. Barely to Stalky out near the timeline. Dukalich on her, and then Stalky lost control of the basketball. Ledger Walker in the front court, waits for help, gives it off to Rice. She drives in and lays it off, and the shot is up and good by Dukalich. 6-5, UCLA reverse layup. Feuerbach along the baseline, no good, and a whistle on the rebound, and that's going to be a push on Hannah Stalky.
That last score for UCLA, just in large part due to the turnover. Iowa never really had a chance to get everybody back, find your matchup, and get things set and solid.
Stremlow in for Deal. Remember, Taylor hit 3 threes and had 11 points all in the first half against UCLA, or against USC on Thursday. Dukalich right at the top of the key. outside the paint, drops it into Betts, deep, layup, good.
Well, Betts was camping in the paint for that. It felt like that entire possession. I know Jan in the ear of the official asking for 3 seconds. Nonetheless, 2 points on the board.
And a whistle as Stalky hits the deck away from the ball outside the paint. And Dukalic will pick up the foul. That'll be her first. Push against Stalky. Ball possession for the Hawks. Stremlo gets it back from Hayden, then drives all the way in. Left-handed layup is good. Took it down the right side of the lane, reversed to the left, and Taylor Stremlo, her first basket. And the Hawks pull to within 1. 5:50 left to go in the opening quarter. Here's Rice in between the circles. Takes a peek inside, then gets it to Ledger Walker, who drives into the paint. Little floater up and good. Mid-range shot by Ledger Walker. She has 4.
Ledger Walker, a great transfer out of Washington State. Just a really solid, strong guard for these Bruins.
Outstanding three-point shooter as well. Hayden trapped along the baseline, nowhere to go, and it's picked off by UCLA. On the move is Dukalic. Gets into the paint, goes up, and finishes off the window. And a foul called on Kylie Feuerbach, and a chance for a three-point play.
You know, the difference in this game so far has been the Iowa turnovers. Every time they've had one, it's led to points on the other end of the floor. So I think that'll be something to key in on the first media timeout, is just protecting the basketball. I'd say both those turnovers, Rob, were pretty much unforced. Iowa just playing a little sped up. So limiting those, and then therefore limiting transition buckets off the turnover.
Jan Jensen thought Dukalic took a couple extra steps on her way up. Knocks down the free throw. She has a quick 5 off the bench for UCLA. 13-7 Bruins. 5:15 left to go in the first. Stalky gets the ball to Stremlo, left wing, puts it on the floor, stops and pops from 15 and rolls it in. 4 from Taylor Stremlo off the bench.
Not surprised to see Stremlo in this game early. She had a really nice outing at USC.
Layla Hayes into the game and goes up and knocks the ball away, fronting Lauren Betts. It looked like a clean tap, but a backside foul is called on Layla Hayes.
Well, Layla was getting really good position on the defense. They said that she used her off arm to hold down Lauren Betts so that she couldn't receive the pass. Pretty good defensive effort, but that's what happens when you're 6'7". People do different things to try to limit you, and unfortunately the weak side official there with the whistle.
And that'll be the first on Hayes, and the third team foul on the Hawkeyes 5 minutes into the game. Scoreboard updates will be brought to you by Community Choice Credit Union, home of unbanking. When your bank treats you like a number and not a member, tell them no bank you. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball all season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. 5 minutes into the game from Pauley Pavilion. It is UCLA 13, Iowa 9. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant and we're committed to making it clean. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle cost-effective alternate fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
13-9, UCLA over the Hawkeyes, and already, Catherine, 12 points in the paint for the Bruins.
Well, that's what they do to people. You know, they've got obviously one of the best centers in the country in Lauren Betts, but then they're also allowing a couple of their forwards have gotten into the paint pretty well, namely Angela Dugalich off the bench, 5 quick points. A bunch of those came off turnovers as well. So, you know, you got to do what you can do, and that's why it's nice that Iowa has some depth at the post position and some size. You know, you bring Layla Hayes off the bench, has an ability to compete down there, but again, you don't want it to become a foul fest either.
And terrific minutes, just like we saw Thursday night by Taylor Strumlow. 2 big baskets came ready to play.
So far, so good. She's got the hot hand right now, and clearly she's playing confidently and continue to feed her.
UCLA basketball after the timeout on top 13-9. Dugalich, mid-range jumper, right wing, no. Chit-Chat Wright gets the board in the paint, brings it into the front court. Hawkeyes in the road black uniforms, right to left in front of us, courtside at Pauley Pavilion. And here is Strumlow driving along the baseline, then curls it back out. Wright gets it back from Stalky. Stalky comes out, sets a screen, and now gets it back from Chit-Chat Wright. Drives in, layup good off of Dugalich.
Love that ball screen roll from Hannah Stolke because she took an extra dribble to gather herself and get herself a better angle.
Lob pass into Betts, and the shot is blocked as the Hawkeyes triple team came down with the basketball, traveling the call.
It actually was because of Taylor Strumlow's attempt to block that shot. And see Lauren Betts head to the bench. Her sister Sienna, the freshman, also out of Colorado, subbing in for her. But that was because of the defensive effort of Taylor Strumlow. Made Lauren think twice and led to the travel.
Sienna Betts, a 6'4" freshman, averaging 7.4. Hawks down 2 with the basketball. Strumlow across the timeline. Started 7 games this season. Came off the bench out here in California really well, but then some miscommunication with a pass toward Feuerbach on the right side from Strumlow.
I think Strumlow thought Chit-Chat was going to curl that to the rim rather than set an away screen, and when Chat didn't, the basketball sailed out of bounds.
Rice in the front court for UCLA. Has not scored yet. Will try to change that and does. A 20-footer left to the top of the key. The 5'11" senior, really known to put the ball on the floor, get to the basket, but also has that nice mid-range touch. And Hayes tried to get it to Feuerbach, and that's another unforced Iowa turnover. That's 4 with 3:41 left to go in the first. In a 4-point basketball game, UCLA 15, Iowa 11. Bruins with the ball in their home white uniforms. Blue UCLA across the front as Rice pulls up. Jumper left side, no. Rebound, put back, no good by Hawkeyes. And still, both teams battle for it, and UCLA will have a third opportunity. Dugalich from 15, no. Missed that one from the free throw line. Stalky the rebound. Hands it off to Wright. Hawkeyes down 4 with the basketball. Approaching 3 minutes left to go in the first. Deal back into the game, drives into the paint, floater, goes all the way around the circumference of the rim and falls out.
Oh, nice word there, Rob. Circumference, sure did everything but go in.
That's right. He'd Addy to get something to go. And Dugalich with a nice move underneath. And a nice fake with the right shoulder, went to the left shoulder, and she has 7 off the UCLA bench, averaging 9.4. 17-11. Bruins on top, Hawkeyes with the basketball. 2:35 left to go in the first. Here's Strumlow, tries to make a move down the right side of the lane. She's cut off, has to give it to Hayes, but now Strumlow gets it back along the baseline, tries to weave through traffic, finally get the ball back out to Deal for 3. Left to the top of the key, no good. And the rebound along the baseline is taken by Ledger Walker, not a Rice. Zigzag dribble, gets it back to Ledger Rice. 3-ball, no good from the left wing, and Hayes gets the rebound. Kicks it to Deal into the front court. Deal at the top of the key. Keeps that left-handed dribble going toward the left wing. Now into the corner, Chit-Chat Wright. Stalky comes around the arc to get it. Now back to Wright. She backs up in between the circles. Bounce pass to Hayes. Takes a dribble and then gets caught along the baseline just had really nowhere to go. Tried to force something up, called for traveling first.
Last couple of possessions, you've seen why this UCLA defense is getting the national attention. It's getting there so long at every position, height and length advantages at pretty much 1 through 5 right now with the lineup that Iowa had on the court there. So just, it's another turnover, but that one was due to the UCLA pressure defense.
Well, UCLA only gives up 56.8 points a game while scoring at 86.8. And they have the basketball. Ipkins tried to get it to Rice at the top of the key. Its ball is loose, stolen by Chit-Chat Wright. Drives in, easy layup with the right hand off the window, and Chit-Chat Wright has 5.
Hawks needed that, a little bit of some momentum just after a couple of empty possessions on the offensive end. Good steal and 2 points on the other end for Chat.
17-13, UCLA with the lead in the basketball. 1:10 left to go in the first. Neepkins gets it inside to Betts. Turnaround jumper outside the paint. Rimming no. And Stalky there for the rebound. That time, Iowa didn't allow Betts to get set in the paint.
Yeah, you're happy if Betts is shooting 15-footers and you can go rebound. That's way better than those high-percentage layups.
Here's Deal, free throw line extended right. Drives toward the baseline, pulls it back out. Now right at the top of the key, takes one dribble, fires a 3. Back iron, no. A little bit strong. Neepkins with the rebound. Brings it into the front court for UCLA on top 17-13. 35 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Here's Rice. Left-handed dribble behind her back in between the circles. Now Hawkeyes lobs it in for Betts. Hayden back into the game. Knocks it out of bounds along the baseline. Fronting Lauren Betts. And it goes out of bounds, but will stay with UCLA. Stremlow in for Wright. Stalky also goes to the bench for Jordan Houston. 28.2 left to go first quarter. 17-13, Bruins with the basketball. They get it in, hand off to Rice. Left to the top of the key. Neepkins coming off a screen for 3. No good. Off the right side of the rim, and it goes out of bounds. Open shot as Feuerbach got hung up on a screen.
Yeah, and Kylie doesn't do that a lot. A little bit of a moving slide there from Sienna Betts as she set the screen. No whistle. But Iowa, they're not sending a true double at these UCLA posts, but what they are doing is choking pretty aggressively. By choking, I mean when the guard is on the weak side, they're kind of halfway between their matchup and the post player, just making that pass not look quite so open.
Right back in. Hawks can hold for the final possession of the first quarter with 11 seconds. Down 17-13. Wright pressured, gets by Rice, kicks it left side to Houston, and she had the pass batted away by Ledger Walker as the Hawks tried to get it into the corner. Hawkeyes will get Stalky back into the game for a called set with 2.1 left to go. Hawks will have it along the baseline. And now Dukalic at 6'4" will come back in.
A little chess match here, all this subbing here with 2.1 on the clock.
Hawks in a box set. Stremlow gets it in. To Stalky. Jumper, no good. Off the right side of the rim. Had to shoot it with just a couple of seconds left to go. So we've played one. It is a UCLA 17, Iowa 13, and for UCLA, just one of their last 8 from the floor, scoring drought of almost 3 minutes. Here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our families, and provides homegrown, clean-burning unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. We'll head to the second. UCLA 17, the Hawks 13. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Life moves fast. Quick Start keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. While you're fueling up with our fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air, always clean stores, clean restrooms, and a smile for your day. Hey, we're all about saving you time, money, and making life easier. Quick Star's here for you. Whenever you need us, we got you covered.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hey everyone, Chef Brandon here. The Burger Shed is your go-to for handcrafted burgers and real ice cream shakes. Try the Shed Burger, stacked high with smoked brisket, the Farmhouse Burger with a fried egg, hash browns and bacon jam, or the cheesy Mac Attack. We've also got Shed favorites like our pork tenderloin and smoked turkey Reuben. Add in local beers and big screen TVs, and you've got the perfect spot for game day and every day. Burger Shed, Bass Pro Drive in Altoona. Burgers, beers, and a whole bunch of BS.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Hidkins tried to get it to Rice at the top of the key. Its ball is loose, stolen by Chit-Chat Wright. Drives in, easy layup with the right hand off the window, and Chit-Chat Wright has 5. And that was a huge basket for the Hawkeyes, because things hadn't gone real well the last 2 trips down the court, and Iowa will take them any way you can get them against the number 2 ranked team in the country, as UCLA has not scored for the last 2:55, and that is our first half move of the game. Brought to you by RE/MAX. It's more than numbers on a contract. It's about trust, honest advice, and expert guidance, because while numbers count, trust matters most. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Hawkeye Athletics. Thanks so much for joining us along the Hawkeye Radio Network. A big day for Iowa basketball. Of course, Iowa and UCLA here in a top 10 matchup. The Iowa men also on the West Coast will take on the Oregon Ducks tonight. We've got Isaac listening in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Also, the fact that you can listen on the University of Iowa official YouTube page, the Varsity app, and Sirius XM channel 957 today.
Well, and I hear the Bluter family might be listening in from wherever on this beautiful earth they might be. So
we like to hear that.
Yep. You know, I was just thinking of Bluter, because Iowa with 5 turnovers in that first half, she'd get in that huddle and she'd say, well, if we had 5 in the first quarter, we're on pace for 20 or more in the game. And it's like, okay, you're right. That's good math. Let's try to limit those.
Coach wouldn't get upset with that, would she?
She'd just let you know the facts.
And the Hawkeyes have the basketball. Hayden makes a move down the right side of the lane, and then Betts cuts her off. Tried to get it across the lane to Hannah Stalky. Betts knocks it out of bounds, and the Hawkeyes will keep the basketball down 17-13. Now some confusion as to whose basketball it is, but the Hawkeyes will have it along the side. Stremlo gets it into Stalky. Now back to Taylor. One-handed pass to Kylie Fierbach right at the top of the key. Everything outside the arc. Now bounce pass to Hayden. Outside of the paint. Back to the basket. Gives it back to Wright. And she has to fire one from the logo. And that's an air ball that goes out of bounds. Shot clock violation on the Hawks.
The team wasn't on the same page about how much time was on the shot clock. Chit-Chat clearly aware of it there as time wound down, but Ava Hayden held it 3-4 seconds without any awareness that it was winding down on her.
17-13, UCLA with the lead and the basketball, and they try to get it into Betts in the paint, and a whistle before the ball even arrived, and that's going to be a hold on Ava Hayden, her first.
What I will say about these holds that they're calling on Iowa is that I'd like to see them on the other end of the floor. Yes, they probably are holding Warren sometimes to limit her, but it's happening on both ends of the floor.
UCLA gets it in. Wright gets it to Rice. Drops it inside to Betts, and then there's the defense of Kylie Fierbach. Swiped it away and then almost threw it away, and does. Looked left, went to the right. Stremlo couldn't handle the pass, and it goes out of bounds. Not a textbook fast break there.
Oh, no, that's for sure. Just that little bit of indecision from Kylie after a really nice steal down here using that choke we talked about on Lauren Betts.
Had a nice clean steal and then got a hand on the ball again, did Kylie, as Ledger Walker was going toward the basket, and she was not guarding her. Excellent help defense again by Kylie Feuerbach, and it'll be Iowa basketball, touched last by the Bruins.
Dead ball allows UCLA to set up a little bit of token pressure. They just want to slow things down in the transition game.
Rice on right as she brings it into the front court. Chitchat brings it left side. Now to Hayden near the top of the key. Back to right. Puts it on the floor. Backs up in between the circles. Now to Stremlo. Inside Stalky goes strong. Couldn't finish off the window. Came off the front of the iron, but is fouled and will shoot a pair.
No, we so frequently talk about these Iowa posts doing their work early. Hannah Stokey was getting post position there for probably 10 seconds before the entry pass happens. And, you know, although I was a guard when I played, Rob, I had just so much respect for how much work goes into establishing and maintaining position. It's not like she's going against the JV here. You know, she's going against some of the best forwards in the country, literally holding that post position. Too bad the layup didn't fall, but a good job getting herself to the free throw line.
And a really strong move. Free throw right there. Stalky with 5. She had 10 against UCLA. Big Ten Conference leading rebounder, but limited to under 20 minutes because of foul trouble. This one rolls off the right side of the rim. UCLA the rebound. 17-14. Bruins by 3. Ledger Walker gets it to Rice outside the arc. She's cut off by Wright, loses the ball, but now it's Hawkeyes at the top of the key, dribbles between her legs. One hand pass to Ledger Walker, who drives baseline, layup good with the left hand on the right side.
That was just too easy, but it was because of the help rotation. Stremlo was a little out of position and Ledger Walker able to go baseline.
She just kind of cruised right into the basket. Hawks with the basketball. 2 minutes into the second quarter, down 19-14. Floater, paint, right, no good. Ball tapped out to Kiki Rice. Drives in, the left-handed layup up and good. And UCLA can really get that transition game going.
They sure can. They score in bunches, especially when they get those leak outs like you just saw from Kiki Rice. Big possession here for Iowa to limit the damage.
Down 7. 7:40 left to go until halftime. Stremlo in between the circles. Looks inside and then tried to get a pass to the right wing, and it's deflected out of bounds by Hawkeyes. And you just can't make those soft point to wing passes because UCLA out there really playing the perimeter. Getting a hand on the ball.
They flirt with what Iowa calls the read line, where it's like kind of the yes-no of whether or not they should make the pass, and then they jump those passing lanes.
Speaking of passing, Hayden gets it into Feuerbach coming off a screen. Good recovery by UCLA, changed the shot of Feuerbach, and the ball ends up going out of bounds after the layup was too strong. Hawks have had some open looks, but it's been the collapsing defense of UCLA that has been the difference. Betts gets a pass from Ledger Walker, and the ball goes out of bounds. A touch last by the Hawkeyes as it went along the baseline. 21-14 UCLA.
Just some simple ball screen action there between Ledger Walker and Lauren Betts, and then after getting hung up on the screen, Taylor Stremlo did a nice job to get that deflection on the untaped bounce pass to Betts.
Ledger Walker will throw it in along the baseline. Gets it to Hawkeyes. Now Betts at the free throw line. Hands it off to Ledger Walker, and her 13-foot jumper off the dribble's good.
Ledger Walker can do that from 12 feet, 15 feet and in. She's pretty much automatic, having a really nice year here after spending some years at Washington State.
And the Hawks get it into the front court, and Jan Jensen calls timeout after a 6-0 run by UCLA the last minute 19. Ledger Walker has 6, averages 8.9, but one of those players we talked about in the pregame show that certainly capable of big offensive performances. At the game or at home, it's Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages that'll score with family and friends. You can take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Take a fast break on heating costs this winter and tune up your furnace, seal drafts, and visit midamericanenergy.com for more ways to stay warm while using less energy. Timeout on the court, 6:59 left to go in the second. UCLA 23, Iowa 14. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients. It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
UCLA has outscored the Hawkeyes to start the second quarter 6-1, and UCLA for the game now 11 of 21, 52.4%. Hawkeyes 6 of 17 at 35.3, but only trail by 9 at 23-14.
Saw Charlize Ledger-Walker really come to life in the ball screen action over the last few minutes here of this second quarter, and it'll be interesting to see if Iowa switches up their ball screen coverage. So far what they've been doing is what you call an ice. You mentioned they're really keeping people on one side of the floor. That's the point of an ice, is to not allow them to really use the ball screen. But UCLA does such a good job with their length of sealing the defender as you try to recover that it's led to some buckets. So it'll be interesting to see any adjustments that come off of that. But overall, Rob, yeah, I know Iowa's trailing right now by 9, but I like a lot of what we've seen. There have been open looks that just haven't fallen. A couple of unforced turnovers, can clean up a couple of those things. I think you're right back in this basketball game. That being said, I'm very aware that UCLA can also take it the other direction quickly, as they've done a 30-point margin of victory on the season, and I'm not saying that's what's about to happen. You just have to be careful and play your game, clean some things up. And if you heard Coach Jensen in the pregame show, one of the keys that teams that have hung around UCLA is that you got to shoot well. You got to knock down shots, and the Hawkeyes at 35%, that's going to have to be 7 or 8 points higher. Absolutely. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's so true. You got to put the ball in the basket, and you have to, note also, UCLA hasn't hit a 3 yet either. That'll likely change here soon. Hawkeye basketball. Stremlo brings it across the timeline. Just over 3 minutes into quarter number 2, 23-14 UCLA. Drops a pass inside to Stalkey. Spin move along the baseline. Up and good, and she's fouled by Sienna Betts. A good, quick move by Hannah Stalkey once she received that pass. And a strong move. She had Sienna Betts pushing her in the back the entire time. To finish through that contact, really impressive, and Hannah showing her athleticism. Stalkey was 4 of 4 from the line Thursday night against USC. This one up and doesn't get the bounce off the right side. 1 for 3 to start this game, but has 7 points to lead the Hawkeyes, who have had only 3 players score. Stremlo and Wright, the other 2. 23-16. Hawks are down. UCLA with the basketball. Deal back in there playing defense. Now Lauren Betts backs her way in. Shot up and good against Hayden. Just got too deep. Ava just kind of backed up with her. When you do that, Lauren Betts is usually going to win that battle just with that height advantage. She has 6. Stremlo drives paint and then gives it off to Deal on the right wing. Now a nice bounce pass to Stalkey. Pump fakes, goes up and is fouled. Good patience by Hannah Stalkey to use that ball fake. And Lauren Betts reached in. Nice pass from Addie Deal as well. She knew she couldn't shoot over those outstretched arms. Made the extra pass. And that's Lauren Betts' second. So she'll come out of the game. Stalkey at the line. Free throw. Got it. Took a trip around the rim and finally fell in. The friendly roll of Pauley Pavilion. You need a few of those. Second one up and rolls this one in. Same thing, to use Rob's word, using all the circumference of that rim today. We'll take it. 25-18. Hawks on a 4-0 run as we approach 6 left to go. And then Stalkey bats a pass away intended for Dukalic. Here's Deal. Across the timeline, angles right side. Bounce pass to Hannah. She turns and faces outside the paint. Back to Deal. Comes off a screen.
Now tries to drop it inside to Stalky, and it's stolen away. Dukalic there defensively. Gets it to Kiki Rice. Cross-court pass to Ledger Walker. Drives in. Tried to drop it off to Sienna Betts, and it's stolen away by the Hawks. Here's Deal across the timeline. Keeps that right-handed dribble going. Angles right side. Rolls a pass inside to Stalky. Flips it back to Hayden. Jumper at the elbow. No good. And now a whistle as we've got a Bruin down on the court after a foul that is going to be called on Hannah Stalky in the backcourt.
And they're also going to the monitor here to review something. I must have just been.
Well, they said they might have been some contact to the face.
Yeah, exactly. Dukalic, a tough player, laying on the floor. So unfortunately, it's that second foul, like you say, on Hannah Stolke, and going to the monitor here to check things out.
University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state. Changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. As the officials are taking a look at this play, all plays under review are brought to you by Athletico Physical Therapy. You don't need a jersey to move with purpose or permission to take your healing seriously. At Athletico, recovery fuels what's possible. Move like you mean it. Schedule your free assessment at athletico.com. Proud partner of Iowa Hawkeye Athletics. So I think that's what their review is. A backcourt foul called on Hannah Stalky with some contact to the face is what the referee signaled against Dukalic. So that's at least Hannah's second.
No, let's hope that it doesn't get upgraded. You know, sometimes that incidental contact, really hope that's the case here, Rob. A third foul would be harmful to Iowa, but part of what we're seeing too here in real time is the Iowa coaching staff having to adjust to the absence of Taylor McCabe. And what I mean by that is not just the scoring and the defense, it's the rotations. So obviously you've got some people stacked up at the guard position, but you're also trying to find a way to get Journey Houston more minutes. And when you've got Stolke and Hayden that you don't want off the floor all that frequently, it's really hard to come up with minutes for a 4-player like Journey Houston. So we're seeing that play out here on this West Coast trip, and a lot of film review to be done to figure out how they want that rotation to go.
Officials still looking at the play. Hawkeyes have still only had 3 players score. Stalky with 9, Wright with 5, Stremlo with 4. And now the third official will come in and take a peek. Don't forget to stop by and see what everyone is talking about at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Voted the 2025 Best New Restaurant by the Corridor Business Journal. This modern Midwestern restaurant located in the heart of the Iowa River Landing features chef-inspired takes on all of your favorite dishes with amazing daily specials, unique cocktails, and monthly events. And Hannah Stalky has really been in a good rhythm offensively in this quarter. You would hate to have something happen more than just a second foul.
Well, as long as the officials have been looking at it, I never like that. I don't think that's usually a good sign. So I'm guessing they're going to upgrade this.
I think that's exactly what the message was to Jan Jensen. So that'll be an upgraded foul. Will result in 2 shots. Kiki Rice will be at the line. Right-hander puts it up and in. Rice with 5. Well, you certainly don't want to give any free points to anybody, but especially the Bruins. Second one, good. Rice, a 90% free throw shooter. And now the Hawks will play defense. Tegan Mullaney. And Journey Houston into the game at the 5:20 mark. 27-18. UCLA on top with the basketball. Rice delivers it to Dukalic. Now to Hawkeyes along the baseline. A reverse layup up and good. Went from the right side to the left side. Hawkeyes has 4.
Hawkeyes is extremely quick. That's a tough foot speed matchup for Tegan Mullaney.
Has that quick first step, and it was open along the baseline. Here's Houston out near the arc on the left side. Barely gets it to Chit-Chat Wright. Now reverses the ball to Mullaney. Puts it on the floor. Picks up the dribble. Bounce pass to Hayden near the top of the key. Hand off to Feuerbach. Now back out to Mullaney for three. Back iron no good. And the long rebound taken by Journey Houston. Back to Feuerbach for three. Short. Left to the top of the key. Kylie had a good look.
Now a couple of really good looks there for the Hawks on that possession, but now 1 for 7 from 3.
And Rice right down the lane calmly lays it up and in with the right hand. Kiki Rice with 8, and it's 31-18. UCLA with the lead. The Hawks with the basketball. Here's Houston, left wing. Outside the paint, takes one dribble looking for help and gets it to Ava Hayden, playing that high post area. Now Wright, a deep three, right side, good.
I'd like to see
bailout.
I'd like to see her get herself more involved, take more shots. I mean, I think the percentage she's shooting on the year, she's proven herself. She needs to hunt her shot a little more.
Terrific percentage from three. Jumper no good by Rice. And a whistle along the baseline as Sienna Betts and Hayden both hit the deck. And that'll be Hayden's second. She hasn't scored yet.
They're kind of amazing, and most of her shots, I believe, have been those 15-footers. She's trying to make something happen, so we'll see Layla Hayes get a chance here.
UCLA ball possession. Get it in. Here's Sienna Betts with Lauren Betts on the bench with 2 fouls, and then Dukalic, three-pointer left to the top of the key in double figures with 10.
Dukalic, one of those players that could be easily starting here at UCLA or in most lineups across the country. She's highly recruited actually by Coach Jan Jensen, but she ended up first at Oregon and then transferred here to UCLA and having a really nice career.
And the Hawks turn it over. Traveling violation called on Chit-Chat Wright. Dukalic, a 6'4" senior, can shoot like that.
She's played a lot of
9.4.
Played a lot of international basketball as well for the Serbian national team. Played in the 2021 Olympics. So I mean, this kid has played a lot of hoops.
34-21. UCLA on top. 3:12 left to go in the second quarter. Eepkins dribbling around the top of the key. Dukalic, 3-ball right side, no. Long rebound, hustled down by Stremlo. Taylor brings it across the timeline. That right-handed dribble angles to the right side. Keeps it going. Eepkins out on her. Behind the arc. Hayes out to set a screen. And Stremlo gets to the 15-foot mark. And then jumper blocked by Neepkins, who recovered. Here's Rice in the front court. Pass inside Sienna Betts. And she took a step before she made her move in the paint.
Well, that last offensive possession, there was no offensive action other than Taylor Stremlo dribbling. And that's not because she wants to do that. It's because she felt she had no passing option she was comfortable making. That's the UCLA defense and what they do to cripple an offense.
Hawkeyes with the basketball. Down 34-21, 2:30 remaining until halftime. Wright tried to get it to Hayes, and the ball's loose, but there is Taylor Stremlo. One-handed pass to Wright. She fakes a three and then fires up a three after a dribble, and the shot is no good. Long rebound, Neepkins. In transition, UCLA with Hawkeyes gets into the paint, and a charge is called, taken by Chit-Chat Wright. Terrific position in the middle of the paint.
Really heady, smart play from Chit-Chat. She saw how much momentum Hawkeyes had coming down the court, just got herself set, took the charge outside the circle. Nice play by the sophomore point guard.
Hawks down 13. Need a hoop here as we approach 2 left to go. And Rice poked it away from Chit-Chat Wright. Ball goes out of bounds, and possession will be retained by Iowa. Stremlo bounce pass to Wright. Chit-Chat in between the circles. Rice comes out on her. Deal in, next dead ball. Comes off a Hayes screen. Now Stremlo makes a move. Now Houston does as well. And a wide open three from the left wing by Journey Houston. Coming off a career high 16, her first hoop.
set play that Iowa had. The first look was to Layla Hayes. When the defense sagged in, left Journey Houston open on the left wing.
Not afraid to shoot it. Sienna Betts at the free throw line. Left side, Neepkins makes a move toward the bucket, and the shot is up and no good. Curl off the right side. Ball tapped out of bounds. Touch last by Sienna Betts. Hawkeye basketball can cut this to single digits with a basket.
Well, you mentioned Journey Houston, how she's just fearless, and even shooting that three, she sure is, but she is just feeling herself. She should be confident. She's played her way. She's earned the right to be confident with her shot.
At 16 and 8 in 25 minutes 54 seconds against the Trojans Thursday night. Hawks in the front court. Here is Wright at the free throw line with a left-handed dribble. Hands it to Stremlow. Back to Wright, free throw line extended left. Now Houston in that same area. To Stremlow. 5 to shoot. Stremlow gets a screen, stops and fires from 17 and knocks it down.
That was a tough shot from Taylor Stremlow, 15-footer from the elbow, but just great patience by Iowa. They didn't get sped up seeing that shot clock tick down.
Nice screen by Layla Hayes. Here's Neepkins, bounce pass inside, left-handed layup is good. Sienna Betts left wide open.
Layla Hayes was helping over as she saw the original driver getting to the rim, and that's what left Sienna all by herself on the left side.
Hawks down 10 with 35 seconds left to go. 17 on the shot clock. UCLA will get another possession. Hawks will work some time, and then a hold out near the timeline on Kiki Rice against Chit-Chat Wright.
A little overzealous there from Kiki. Thought she could maybe pick Chit-Chat's pocket, but fortunately for Iowa, that the 5th team foul of the quarter sends Chit-Chat to the line for free throws.
And the Hawkeyes' best free throw shooter at 90%, 4th in the Big Ten. Talked about Chit-Chat's three-point percentage at 47, 1st in the Big Ten and 2nd in the country percentage-wise.
She doesn't shoot enough of them. She's an unselfish point guard. Obviously, that's great in some ways. You want a point guard who's looking for their teammates, that pass-first mentality. But when they're that effective from 3 and even, from 2 as well, Chit-Chat just has to get involved more, especially in the absence of those three-pointers we used to see from Taylor McCabe.
First free throw good, second perfect. Nice rotation on both of those. And Chit-Chat Wright at double figures with 10. And the Hawkeyes pull to within 8 with 20 seconds. Let's get a stop right here. Take some momentum to the break. Ledger Walker in between the circles with 12. Deal comes out on her. Here comes a screen. Ledger Walker turns toward the left side and goes all the way toward the hoop. Lost control of the ball. Three-pointer at the buzzer. Good. Neepkins knocked it down. A broken play. Neepkins, who can shoot, hit it from the short corner. And Jan Jensen almost knew that one was going to go in.
She did. She turned around before it even left Neepkins' hands. It was like Iowa played such good on-ball defense. They stuffed Ledger Walker in the lane, and then, as you said, a broken play leads to the kick-out. Wasn't the design of the set, but it leads to Gianna Neepkins, who's shooting at 50% from beyond the arc in the conference season, getting a wide-open look to end the quarter. It's really just, unlucky break for the Hawks and a lucky break for the Bruins.
But the Hawkeyes within striking distance as they closed out the first half well on offense. The helps of Houston and Chit-Chat Wright. And Stalky Hayden with 2 fouls, but Lauren Betts sat a lot of the last 5 minutes as well with 2 fouls. We have reached intermission at Pauley Pavilion. Halftime score, UCLA 39, Iowa 28. Stay tuned for the Hawkeye halftime show. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Iowa Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Midwest One believed in us and gave us the money to get started, and it was great.
We're talking with Jack Piper of Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack.
In 2005, they were there when we opened Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack. They've been there every step of the way with funding and great feedback on how to expand our brand. Midwest One Bank has been great. And with the recent uncertain times, we got through it. Thanks to Midwest One Bank.
Midwest One Bank. Simply better banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Go for the big Honda savings. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Get as low as 0.99% APR on a new 2025 Ridgeline. Go for the most car and driver 10 best awards with 98 trophies. Search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 3/2/26.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this is the Hawkeye Halftime Show. Here's Rob Brooks and former Hawkeye Catherine Reynolds.
Welcome back to Pauley Pavilion, where UCLA leads the Hawkeyes 39-28 at the halftime break, thanks to a last-second three-point field goal made by Gianna Neepkins for the Bruins. It is time for our halftime stats report, brought to you by Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee, the official grocery partner of Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. We'll start on the Hawks side of the box score. Iowa shot at 38.5% from the field on 10 of 26 shooting, 3 for 11 for 3, 2 for 27%, and 5 for 7 from the free throw line for 71%. Leading scorer for the Hawks at the half is Chit Chat Wright with 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 2 for 5 from the three-point line, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line. She's also got a rebound and 2 assists to go along with her line here so far. Hannah Stolke, the second leading scorer for Iowa, with 9 total points on a perfect 3 for 3 shooting from the field. She's 3 for 5 from the free throw line, has 2 rebounds, spent a little bit of time sitting on the bench due to 2 fouls in that first half. Notable that Ava Hayden has been held scoreless so far in this basketball game. Only taken 3 shots, hasn't gotten to the free throw line yet, but does have 2 rebounds. For UCLA as a team, they're shooting it just shy of 55% from the field on 17 of 31 shooting, 2 for 5 from beyond the arc, 40%, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the free throw line, 100%. Leading scorer for the Bruins, Angela Dugalich, with 10 first half points coming off the bench. She's 4 for 7 from the field, has 1 3-pointer, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, and she was the receiving end of that upgraded personal foul that was committed by Hannah Stolke in the first half. Second leading scorer for the Bruins, Charlize Ledger-Walker, with 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting, doing a nice job in the ball screen action and distributing the basketball. Also has 2 assists in that first half. Notable that Iowa's being out-rebounded by the Bruins 17-13. Points in the paint, UCLA leading the Hawks 28-10, and bench points, UCLA leading 12-9. All of that totaling up for a UCLA 11-point lead of 39-28 here at halftime at Pauley Pavilion.
University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball all season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. UCLA 39. The Hawkeyes 28 at the half from Pauley Pavilion. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
In football, champions execute flawless strategies. Your company's health plan should too. Aplos offers crystal clear costs, intelligent provider networks, same-day appointments, and embedded pharmacy savings. Help your team thrive. Discover your playbook at aplos.health.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game, honoring those who serve at every Hawkeye game. Just as our veterans safeguard our freedom, American Equity helps protect your financial future. Named one of Newsweek's most trustworthy insurance companies in America 3 years in a row, American Equity delivers secure retirement income with the service you deserve. Join American Equity in honoring and thanking all who serve our country.
Craving something sweet? Step into the flavor of a good old-fashioned bake sale, Quick-Star style. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our premium donuts. Choose from Quick-Star's fluffy Long Johns, rich Persians, classic Bismarcks, or ring donuts. So delicious, just like the ones at your hometown bake sale. Do you remember those fresh, oven-baked cookies your grandma used to make? So good. Well, the Quickery's got them. Our cookies are just like the ones from back in the day. Let's head straight to the bake sale, only at Quick-Star. Treat yourself today.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
You smell that? No, it's not just toast. That's the smell of your car payment becoming toast. Move your car loan to Community Choice and toast those payments for 99 days. Get started at unbankyourride.com. Loan subject to credit approval and analysis.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome back courtside, Pauley Pavilion, Los Angeles, California. It is the UCLA Bruins 39, the Iowa Hawkeyes 28 at the half. Time to check the Community Choice Credit Union scoreboard update. As, of course, it is brought to you by Community Choice Credit Union. High fees, unfair charges, no early paydays, no bank you. Become an unbanker instead at Community Choice. Let's check top 25 action as Texas and Oklahoma going at it. Number 4 against number 10. It's the number 4 Longhorns leading 71-55, 4:40 left to go in the fourth. Florida has a 34-25 advantage over number 5 Vanderbilt at the half. Later on today, it's Nebraska at number 11 Ohio State, Illinois at number 25 Washington. And then here's some finals for you. It was close for a half, but then number 1 UConn raced away from number 15 Tennessee 96-66. Number 6 LSU put 100 on Alabama, won that one 103-67. Number 7 Louisville 71, California 59, and in overtime Michigan defeats Michigan State. That's 9-13 by 3, 94-91. Texas Tech 62, TCU 60. Top 25 matchup. Number 22 West Virginia 70. Number 14 Baylor 60. It was number 18 Kentucky 93, Arkansas 73, and Duke no problem with Wake Forest 80-44. Indiana was leading the Northwestern Wildcats late in the game to try to secure their first Big Ten victory, and they do so. It is Indiana 89, Northwestern 75. It was 30-3 after the first quarter. Hoosiers. Also, Minnesota with an easy victory over Purdue in Minneapolis, 88-55. That is the Community Choice Credit Union scoreboard update at the half. UCLA 39, Iowa 28. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just need someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
This is Jordan Sekefetz here for my dad Brian and his crew at Dodge Street Tire. For over 30 good years, they have taken care of their customers and treated them like neighbors. This season, if your car or truck is struggling to compete, take a shot with Dodge Street Tire. You won't have to jump through hoops to ensure quality and honest service for Hawkeye fans everywhere. Whether it's new tires or engine trouble, Dodge Street Tire will score a win for you and your family. At the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
Welcome back to Pauley Pavilion. Hawkeyes back out on the court, trailing 39-28. And here come the Bruins. Lauren Betts only played 11 minutes and 12 seconds in that first half, the first two quarters. Had some foul trouble and also was questionable coming in to today's game. And looks like moving a little bit gingerly on that left leg. Looks like she does have a bandage or a wrap around that right knee. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Iowa Hawkeye Women's Basketball. Hawk fans, enjoy your home away from home at Coralville's Homewood Suites, the Iowa River Landing, and the Home 2 Suites, both Hilton Hotels. Relax in spacious suites with kitchens and enjoy free breakfast, 24-hour gym, pool, hot tub, and more. Perfectly located for your next Hawkeye visit. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated and voted best of the area for a dozen straight years, proudly supports Iowa women's basketball. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets. Wright with 10, Stuelke with 9, Stremlo with 6, Houston with 3, Dukulic, the only player in double figures for the Bruins. Third quarter action coming up next. UCLA 39, Iowa 28. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need, so you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles, or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Abbott in the Big Ten, 18 schools,
one blood drive competition with a life-saving purpose. We give blood. This season, your one donation helped save up to 3 lives. And together, we saved over 200,000. But the need for blood never stops. So keep your sleeves rolled up. Keep giving blood. Keep saving lives. Visit big10.org/Abbott to donate.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
UCLA basketball to start the third quarter. Good crowd on hand. Pauley Pavilion, which is mostly lower bowl seating. Then they have the concourse and a little bit of an upper deck. So most of the fans in the lower bowl as Iowa goes to work defensively, and Kiki Rice goes to work offensively, as that time she posted up Chit-Chat right, and Kiki, a little turnaround jumper in the paint, gets her first bucket in the third quarter, has 10. Hayden couldn't knock down the shot from the elbow, but Stalky gets the rebound, then a deal 3 on the kick-out pass, no good from the left wing, and it's UCLA basketball. As Ledger Walker brings it into the front court, goes right inside to Betts, spins toward the baseline, shot up and good with a right hand on the left side.
Well, Ava's having a little bit of a tough time when Lauren establishes herself on that left block. She's just getting too deep.
And now Hayden drives down the left side, stops and goes to that little baby hook shot over the left shoulder. So Betts scores, and then Hayden comes back and gets her first basket.
Nice job by Hayden. It's surprising to see that being her first points of the night, but credit UCLA defense for that, as she's paddling really hard on both ends of the floor.
And a good job by Hayden to put that ball on the floor and make a move. Here's Betts, top of the key, jumper rimming no. And then a foul on the rebound is going to go against Kiki Rice. Got to climb the back of Chit-Chat Wright, who did a nice job boxing out.
Yeah, Chit-Chat's little, but she is tough, small but mighty. And that first play of the half, they set that design up for Kiki to post Chit-Chat up. She didn't like it, so now here she comes, giving a good box out, getting the ball back.
Hawks down 13. Early in the third quarter, but with the basketball. Wright gets it into Hayden, drives down the middle of the paint, goes to the left hand, layup good.
Now it goes without saying, the more involved Hayden and Stolke are in the offense, the better. Nice ball screen roll action there between Chat and Ava.
And a great job by the Hawkeye staff at the half to make sure Hayden gets some key looks, and it's worked out well. As Rice drives down the left side of the lane, lost her defender, left-handed layup good off the window.
Well, she took 3 steps on the catch. I mean, that's a couple times in a row she's done that.
And then the Hawkeyes come right back in transition. Ava Hayden beats everybody down the court and scores. And she has all 6 of the Hawkeye points in the third quarter.
Well, Hawks only had 2 fast break points in that first half, so you can see that was a point of emphasis. Get that fast break going.
45-34, Betts spins, paint goes window, and scores.
Well, here's where you may have to consider some sort of wrinkle in the defense. Betts is just too comfortable right now in that post.
Remember, she only played 11 minutes. Wright comes off a screen, 16-foot jumper, no good. Knew it right away, and then went after the rebound, got it, and then is pushed on the left side of the court. This will go against UCLA.
Well, it's a fun time of year in college basketball, Rob. I know you pull up the scores, and there's just good stuff going on all over the country right now. Got my eye on this Notre Dame and Stanford, and good matchups everywhere.
Neepkins picks up the foul, transfer from Utah, and going to work once again down on the right block is Ava Hayden, goes up, and she is hacked across the wrist. And that'll go against Lauren Betts. That's her third. So Ava Hayden taking charge here in quarter number 3 at the free throw line.
Well, you can bet these Iowa coaches, Coach Jensen namely being, the post whisperer of sorts, was telling Ava at the halftime, hey, you need to be more involved. Insert yourself as a force in this basketball game, and so far she's done just that in this second half.
Knocks down the first free throw. Second one perfect. Hayden with 8 in the quarter. Didn't score in the first 2, and it's 47-36. 7:15 left to go in the third. UCLA with the lead as Ledger Walker goes right down the middle of the paint, and the right-handed layup is good. UCLA putting the ball on the floor and getting to the paint, and UCLA taps this one out of bounds. A lob pass that really had no chance to be complete. A little bit of a bail out there by UCLA.
Now, it's actually only Lauren Betts' second foul of the game, so just want to note that. She remains pretty
wishful
safe.
Thinking,
yeah,
huh?
exactly. Sometimes we try to speak it into existence.
Hawkeye with the basketball. And Deal trying to get a pass to Feuerbach, and it's knocked out of bounds. So Betts limited in the first half. See how long she's able to go here in the third and fourth quarters. Right, gets it top of the key. Deal puts it on the floor at the free throw line and gives it back to Hayden, who squares up and knocks it down about a foot off the elbow. Ava Hayden with 10 points at the 6:40 mark of the third quarter.
Yeah, all of those in this last 3.5 minutes.
Betts gets it down on the block, goes to work and scores. Does a lot of dribbling in the post, but very effective spin move.
She's just too comfortable right now. I think Iowa has to throw something else at her, whether it's a more aggressive choke from the guards or maybe a front, something different.
Hayden, ball at the top of the key. And then a whistle, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Ava Hayden as she tried to hand the ball off to Feuerbach and then must have given a little shove to one of the UCLA defenders.
Little shoulder shimmy right into the Bruin defense there, and the ref definitely saw it.
UCLA basketball. They go inside to Sienna Betts just into the game, and her shot is up and no good. Hayden was there defensively along with Stolke. 51-38. Iowa with the basketball. Deal comes off a screen, stops and fires from 18. Shot won't go. Online but short. Dukalic gets the ball into the front court. Makes a little hesitation move, gets all the way to the rim, and scores off Stolke.
Dukalic is a really, really good basketball player. She's savvy, uses her body and her timing really well. That change of speed got her past Stolke.
Hawkeyes into the front court, down 53-38. Wright comes off a screen, and the three-pointer won't go right at the top of the key, but an offensive foul is going to be called on the Hawkeyes, and that will go against Stolke.
It's kind of very similar to the foul that was just called on Ava Hayden, kind of handoff ball screen action, and she just slid a little bit at the last second.
So UCLA with the basketball. Here's Ledger Walker. Hesitation move down the left side outside the paint, and then lost control of the ball. Out of bounds, a little bit of just out of control, lost control of it on the dribble. And the Hawkeyes there defensively, and will have the basketball with 5:05 left to go in the third. 53-38. Ava Hayden with 10 in the quarter. Stremlo into the game. Right across the timeline, hands it off to Kylie Feuerbach. Kylie angles left side, free throw line extended, pulls up her dribble. Good on-ball pressure by Neepkins, and then gets the ball to Chit-Chat Wright, and here's 7 to shoot. Wright comes off a screen, fakes a three, drives paint, now kicks it back to Stremlo, tees up a three, no good, a little bit strong off the back of the iron, into the hands of Neepkins. Well-designed play, got an open look from Taylor Stremlo, who had 6 in the first 2 quarters. Now inside, Sienna Betts goes to work. Left-hand shot, window good, pays the foul.
Oh, yep, Sienna Betts, the younger sister of Lauren Betts, took that one out of her sister's playbook. Just very much patience in the block, took her time, dribble a turn over that right shoulder and then finish with the left hand through the contact from Layla Hayes.
So UCLA made shot. Hayes' second foul will have an opportunity for a three-point play. With Remax, it's more than numbers on a contract. It's about trust, honest advice, and expert guidance, because while numbers count, trust matters most. Remax, the official real estate partner of Iowa Hawkeye Athletics. 4:23 left to go in quarter number 3. The UCLA on a 6-0 run the last 2:05, and they have knocked down 6 of their last 7 from the floor. Hawks have not scored for the last 2:20. 55-38 UCLA. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Life's busy. Quickstar makes it easier. From fresh hot coffee to delicious bakery treats and quick grab-and-go meals and snacks, we've got what you need when you're on the run. Top off your tank with Quickstar's fully guaranteed fuel to keep you moving. Plus, enjoy added perks like free ATMs and complimentary air for your tires. Convenience, savings, and a see you next time with a smile. We're your go-to for everything you need to keep your day on track, because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. Stop into Quickstar today.
Everyone knows the BBB is the Better Business Bureau, but depending on what you need, it's the Better Plumber Bureau, the Better Auto Mechanic Bureau, the Better Accountant Bureau. That's because the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better check that business out first so you don't get ripped off bureau. Be smart. Always look for the BBB seal, because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hey, it's Coach Jan Jensen. Join me for Hawk Talk on the Hawkeye Radio Network weekly, live at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar at the Iowa River Landing. Check the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. Go Hawks!
Hawkeye Basketball on 1040 WHO is brought to you by Quickstar, Better Business Bureau, Lennox, American Equity, Tournament Club of Iowa, Big Grove, Oak Knoll, U.S. Cellular.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
4:23 left to go in the third. 55-38 UCLA. They've outscored the Hawks make that 16-10 in the third, 22-15 in the second. Clean up the foul situation on Lauren Betts. Officially, she did have 2 at halftime, and then committed what we thought was the third foul in the third quarter, but evidently at the half they changed the foul situation for UCLA, and Betts only had 1 instead of 2, so that picked up her second foul here in quarter number 3. 10 points in the quarter from Ava Hayden, and UCLA will be at the line. Sienna Betts finished a shot in the paint, was fouled by Layla Hayes, and will try to complete the three-point play. UCLA has led for 22-51. The Hawks for 145. 44 points in the paint for the Bruins.
You'd love to see Iowa be able to get their 3-ball going a little bit. Just 23% from 3 in the game. That's 3 for 13, and they've had some good looks, Rob, and that's where it's kind of tough. Things can really change when you get a couple of those to fall, as we've seen a lot of times throughout this season. Hopefully can happen here in this third and fourth quarter push.
So the left-hander, Sienna Betts, knocks down the free throw, and as we talked about, you have to shoot a high percentage against this Bruin team because they average 87 points a game. And they've been very consistent in that category, and you have to try to keep up with them, as the Hawks are trying to do right here. Here's Hayes down on the right block, hands it back to Feuerbach along the baseline, almost fell out of bounds, but gets it back to Hayes with 7 to shoot. And she sets a screen for Stremlo, stops 17 feet away, gets it into Houston, back outside to Feuerbach for 3, rolls off the left side, and Sienna Betts with the rebound. Pushes it to Hawkeyes. Now inside Dukalic, goes to work in the paint. Up and under move is good with the right hand. A smooth offensive move by Angela Dukalic.
Well, there's not a lot of weaknesses in this UCLA armor. You know, you've got half your starters on the bench right now, and there's just not really any let up. You know, that's what's the thing, the luxury that Corey Close has right now, is to be able to put Angela Dugalich in there, rest Lauren Betts, and really not see much of a drop off.
Go about 8 deep, but that bench is productive, especially Sienna Betts and Dugalich, who leads the way with 14. Lauren Betts back into the game. There was a foul on Sienna Betts. Hawkeyes going to throw it in. And then lost the ball out of bounds along the sideline, so an unforced error gives it back to UCLA. Hawks are down 20. Here's Rice, angles toward the left side. Now Hawkeyes, top of the key, has the ball poked away by Journey Houston, but dug up by UCLA deep in the corner. Now they work the ball inside to Lauren Betts. Plays catch with Hawkeyes, then Betts turnaround jumper, paint, gets it to go. Bounced a couple times on the right side of the iron and went through.
Defensive Player of the Year in the conference last year, has really worked on her offensive game, and you're looking at maybe the first pick in the WNBA draft. It's a tough matchup all night.
Started her career at Stanford, and a mid-range jumper right side is up and good by Journey Houston. Nice pass, the top of the key, and Journey has 5. Hit a 3-pointer in the first half.
You almost forget that Betts started at Stanford. You know, a handful. Kiki Arioffen, who was so successful at USC last year. You know, that team was stacked, and when Tara Vanderveer retired, a little bit of an exodus from that Stanford program, the farm as they call it, Rob, but doing a really nice job here at UCLA. She's had a good career at both schools.
Well, it's her 3rd year here at UCLA, and then Lauren Betts commits a foul, offensive foul, a little shove toward Ava Hayden. So now that's 3 on the UCLA center.
The mystery disappearing act of that foul at the half.
Hawkeye basketball, Stremlo across the timeline, 2:30 left to go. 3rd quarter, Hawks down 60-40. Stalky back in the game, has the ball in between the circles. Starts to dribble, gets to the free throw line, and then throws it away. Tried to get it to the short corner for Tegan Mullaney.
Another one of those unforced, Tegan just wasn't ready for the pass, trying to lock and load in the corner. It sailed right through her hands.
Rice deliberately brings it across the timeline. Gets it to Lauren Betts, top of the key. Takes one dribble. Right side Hawkeyes. Now drops it inside. Up and under move is good. Dugalich, a wonderful move along the baseline. Tough to guard. And the Hawkeyes will take timeout as they bring the ball into the front court with 1:54 left to go in the 3rd quarter. UCLA in command, leading 62-40 on a 13-2 run the last 4:35. Back to Pauley Pavilion after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant, and we're committed to making it clean. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle cost-effective alternate fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
Go for the big Honda savings. Save thousands on a new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Get as low as 0.99% APR on a new 2025 Ridgeline. Go for the most Car and Driver 10 Best Awards with 98 trophies. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Welcome back courtside, Pauley Pavilion. Rob Brooks, Catherine Reynolds. The Hawkeyes down 62-40. In danger of losing 2 in a row on the West Coast after starting the Big Ten campaign 9-0. But still a really good record for the Hawkeyes, no matter the outcome here this afternoon. And we'll get set to be back inside Carver Hawkeye Arena next Thursday against the Minnesota Gophers. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn grows feed for our livestock, food for our families, and clean burning fuel with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to pump it up with Unleaded 88. Don't forget, throughout the season, and that'll include tomorrow night, you can join head coach Jan Jensen and myself for Hawk Talk, presented by Oaknall. We'll be live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. Hawk Talk with Coach Jensen takes place weekly from 6 until 7. You can check out the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com, but we'll be there tomorrow night for Hawk Talk.
Yeah, the West Coast swing, it's been a great trip in a lot of ways. However, the 2 basketball games, the business trip that, so to speak, that you come out here for, it's been tough. It's been tough sledding, but I go back to those 3 games before this, Michigan State, Maryland, and Ohio State, and you're so glad you performed the way you did in those 3, knowing these were on the back end of that swing.
Tegan Mulaney gets an open jumper, 3-pointer right side, no good, but hustles after her own rebound, and then gets the ball inside from Stremlo, goes up, and body contact and a UCLA foul. So good hustle by Mulaney, had a good look from 3 on the right wing. Just couldn't get it to go, but then went after the long rebound. And will be rewarded for a couple of free throws, in and out.
And Tegan's had to deal with a handful of a variety of injuries throughout the course of this season.
And illness.
And illness. And so working her way back into this rotation little by little. And what a platform and stage to get those chances on here at the number 2 ranked team in the country.
And knocks in the second one. So 1 out of 2 at the line for Mulaney. Bilic picked up the foul. 3-pointer right side, no good. Hawkeyes. Weak side board taken down by Chit-Chat Wright. 62-41 UCLA. Iowa with the basketball. Top of the key is Hayden. Now Mulaney left to the top of the key. Gets it to Stremlo. Free throw line extended on the left side. Bounce pass into Hayden. Faces up, takes a dribble, and tried to get a pass to Stalky, and it's knocked away by UCLA. Quick hands in the paint by the Bruins. Dukulic, right at the top of the key, sends the ball to the free throw line. That's Hawkeyes. Spin move jumper, no. And then a foul on the rebound. And this is going to go against Lauren Betts. A shove against Ava Hayden.
A total shove right in the back. And again, that would have been the 5th foul if not for the changes that happened at the half. 11 minutes left in this basketball game, I understand the tall task, but that's a difference maker in a basketball game when a star like Lauren Betts is out of the game. She can get a little frustrated. That's something that, UCLA, a team with Final Four national championship type aspirations, I'm sure that's an area they're working on with her, just the mental aspect of the game, keeping her cool in situations. Say they want her on the floor and fouling just by shoving people in the back, just because you're a little frustrated is not the way to have longevity throughout the course of this year.
So Hayden gets 2 at the line. First one is good. Second one also right through. 12 points in the quarter for Ava Hayden with 1 minute left to go in the third. 62-43. Long 3, no good by Neepkins. Her only basket was the buzzer beater 3 to end the second quarter. Bounce pass intended for Stalky by Hayden is knocked away, but then regained by the Hawkeyes. Good hustle by Iowa to keep that alive. Stremlo, free throw line extended right, gets it top of the key. Hayden, turnaround jumper at the elbow. Count it. Ava Hayden, 14 points in the quarter.
Ava just coming to life here in this third quarter. And we know what she's capable of, Rob. We've seen it all year. So she's trying to narrow this gap with these paint points for UCLA, just really outscoring Iowa. Hayden doing what she can to make a difference.
Did not score in the first 2 quarters, averaging 16-2. 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. UCLA working the ball around the arc. Hawkeyes gets it to Neepkins, takes a couple of dribbles, mid-range jumper, no good left wing. Rebound along the baseline to Hannah Stalkey to end quarter number 3.
Well, you've definitely seen some fight out of these Hawkeyes. You know, they're not going anywhere as it pertains to effort. And I thought the last couple days of practice out here in LA, they brought it every single time. And it's a very focused group. There's a lot of maturity, and they'll continue to battle in this fourth quarter.
UCLA did not connect on their last 4 shots from the field to end the quarter. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball all season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Compassionate help anytime, anywhere. Call or text 988. We'll head to the fourth at Pauley Pavilion, Los Angeles, on the campus of UCLA. The Bruins lead the Hawkeyes 62-45. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official Des Moines local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, AFLOS, and Community Choice Credit Union. In football, champions execute flawless strategies. Your company's health plan should too. AFLOS offers crystal clear costs, intelligent provider networks, same-day appointments, and embedded pharmacy savings. Help your team thrive. Discover your playbook at aflos.health.
Life's busy. Quick Start makes it easier. From fresh hot coffee to delicious bakery treats and quick grab-and-go meals and snacks. Hey, we've got what you need when you're on the run. Need gas? We've got fully guaranteed fuel to keep you moving. Plus perks like free ATMs, no hidden fees, and free air for your tires. Convenience, savings, and a see you next time with a smile. We're your go-to for everything you need to keep your day on track. Stop in to Quick Start today.
Everyone knows the BBB is the Better Business Bureau, but depending on what you need, it's the Better Plumber Bureau, the Better Auto Mechanic Bureau, the Better Accountant Bureau. That's because the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better check that business out first so you don't get ripped off bureau. Be smart. Always look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
10 minutes to go. Pauley Pavilion, 62-45, but what a quarter by Ava Hayden, who only shot 3 times in the first 2 quarters, 14 points, all of them in that third quarter, and really got the Hawkeyes off to a really good start after the halftime break.
Yeah, definitely Ava came to life. You can bet that was part of the message at the halftime, is that she needs to be more involved. And then on her side of it, when you're a post player, you're not always in positions to score if you don't get delivered the basketball, you know, high assist type of game. So Ava just had to be a little bit more aggressive, and she certainly did that. Chit Chat Wright, on the other hand, only took 1 shot in the entire third quarter. She had 10 points at the half. She remains with 10 points. She does have 6 assists, so she's doing a nice job delivering the basketball to Ava. But that's one that I think, you know, that as we work through this Taylor McCabe ACL injury and players are having to assume different and new roles through the remainder of this Big Ten season, I think that's one Chit Chat just has to accept and embrace and be a little bit more aggressive, looking for her own shot. Even if that's not her personality, it's what's best for the team.
And you're taking out a terrific three-point shooter in Taylor McCabe, and somebody's got to pick that up.
Yes, and you know, Taylor, she led the team in the plus-minus category, which, you know, that's what you look at just to see the impact.
Calming influence. And
yeah, good defense.
Good rebounder.
Didn't make mistakes, knew the scout every game, just kind of that senior leader. So there's a lot of ways her absence is felt.
So the Hawkeyes will work through it with the basketball. First possession of the fourth quarter. Gurney Houston back in there, has the ball outside the arc on the left wing. Moves it to right in between the circles, being defended by Ledger Walker. And a offensive foul on the screen. Going to be called on Ava Hayden.
Second one of those on Ava, third one in the game for Iowa, these moving screens. Yeah, I'll say UCLA's aggressive and they're blowing through them, but Iowa has to adjust. It's clear that's how this game is being called.
62-45, UCLA with the lead in the basketball. Hawkeyes in between the circles. Houston out on her. Tries to use a Betts screen. Drives down the right side of the lane. Floating right-handed layup is good.
Yeah, Hawkeye has been a little bit quiet today, but let's not forget she's averaging 18 points a game in the last 5.
Inside out by the Hawkeyes. Wright gets it back from Stalkey. Now weaves around and gets it to Stremlo. Everything the Hawkeyes doing right now outside the paint. Stremlo, lob pass in for Ava Hayden. Catch, shot good with the left hand. Nice lob entry from the left wing. Ava Hayden timed it perfectly, and a foul will be called on UCLA. Count the basket. She has 16.
Type of delivery that we've gotten so used to seeing this season, Rob. Just a really nice post-entry pass, something they drill in practice every single day. Put that basketball where only Ava can go get it. Finish on the left side.
And knocks down the free throw to complete the three-point play. 17 for Ava Hayden. Muse into the game for UCLA. Doesn't get a ton of opportunity to play. And a foul down on the block as Dukalic was about ready to go to work. Journey Houston will pick up her first, team second. Ball possession for the Bruins. And an illegal screen is going to be called on Muse.
You know, a lot happened at that clock at that 8:54 mark for a while. A couple of different things happened. UCLA had a second chance at it, but good to see that offensive foul that's been called on Iowa so frequently today at the other end.
Muse, a 6'4" redshirt sophomore from Brentwood. Here's Stalkey, drives down the right side lane, turnaround jumper, paint is an air ball, and the ball retrieved by UCLA along the baseline. Working around the arc, here's Rice. Been relatively quiet in the second half. UCLA on top 64-48. Whips a pass out top. And now delivered to Hawkeyes. Tries to make a move left wing into the paint. Shot is up and no good. But a foul will be called in the active shooting on Taylor Stremlo.
Well, its UCLA team definitely has tested themselves throughout the course of the season. You know, they played number 6 Oklahoma early in the season, beat them, beat at the time 8th ranked North Carolina. Only loss coming, like you mentioned, to number 4 Texas. But they've also, you know, played ranked Tennessee, you know, USC, Maryland. It's been a tough schedule both in and outside of the conference.
14 wins in a row for UCLA. Hawkeyes knocks down both free throws. Make it 66-48 as we approach the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Hawks will fly home tonight. Here's Houston at the free throw line, dribbles between her legs. Now back to Feuerbach in between the circles. Drives down the right side outside the paint, and a whistle as she made a move toward the bucket. Hawkeyes her second.
We sure do fly back tonight, but I don't know about you. I'd be okay with staying a little longer.
Well, you never know what happens, right?
Well, yeah,
we find that out too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Nice pass inside off the inbounds play. Stremlo finds Stalkey, and she goes up and finishes her first hoop since the second quarter. And Hannah in double figures with 11. Reverse layup is no good by Ledger Walker. Missed it from the left side of the hoop. Hawks get the rebound, bring it into the front court. Down 16. See if they make a push here the last 7:23. Here's Houston. Off the block. turns and faces, puts it on the floor, spins, has the ball slapped away, but into the hands of Stremlo. 3-ball left wing, no. The ball loose again, dug up by Stalky. Back to Stremlo, 3. Count it from the left wing for Taylor Stremlo. Wasn't going to miss back-to-back shots.
Not from the same spot, she wasn't. That was credit Hannah Stolke's effort on the offensive glass there. She kept that alive 2 different times. And so showing some life here for the Hawks, cutting it to 13, forces Coach Corey Close to call a timeout.
Well, as we know, time after time, no matter the score, the Hawkeyes are not going to quit. They'll keep coming at you. And if the other team gets a little complacent, starts to make some mistakes, those 3 balls really help you get back into the game with 6:59 left to go in the 4th. Hawkeyes on a nice little run here as UCLA has not scored a field goal the last 2:22. 66-53, UCLA with the lead. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Life moves fast. Quickstar keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a delicious bakery treat, or our take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. Because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. And while you're fueling up with Quickstar's fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. We're all about saving you time, money, and making your life easy. Quickstar's here for you whenever you need us.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Well, the Hawkeyes found themselves down 22 with 3:10 left to go in the 3rd. Right now, 6:59 left to go in the 4th. Plenty of time as UCLA calls a timeout. Hawks have cut that deficit to 66-53.
Yeah, big time push there by Iowa. Leading the charge, Hannah Stolke, Taylor Stremlo, Ava Hayden, just great effort from all of those players. And you know, you're down, but you're not out, just like you felt at USC the other night. 13 points against a team like UCLA maybe can feel like more than 13 against some other opponents, but I like the timeout, not just because of it gives Iowa a chance to regroup and then talk about how they want to attack here now that this lead is tightened up. You know, sometimes you can get a little bit lax, just lulled by the way the game's been going, and you can tell here the fiery passion of Jan Jensen trying to keep her team engaged, locked in, and rolling with that lineup that includes Journey Houston.
So Stalky with 11, Ava Hayden with 17. All in the 3rd and 4th quarters, most of that coming in the 3rd, and then Stremlo that big 3-pointer, and then Journey Houston got a big basket in the paint as well. At the game or at home, it's Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages that'll score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Hawks have only had the lead for 1:45. The play from behind. This is as close as they've been for quite some time. It was an 11-point game at the half at 39-38. And then UCLA got their big lead of 22. But the Hawks are on the way back. Need a stop here. UCLA, after the timeout called by Corey Close, gets it in and fires a 3 in the short corner left wing by Kiki Rice.
Designed just for Kiki to be the inbounder, step right back in after she makes the pass and knock down that 3 from the corner.
She has 15. Hawks in the front court. Feuerbach tries to get it to Stremlo, and it's stolen away by Hawkeyes. Fast break opportunity, finishes in a layup by Neepkins. She has 5. Turnover at the timeline, and just like that, after the timeout, a 5-0 run by UCLA.
Well, that's why Corey Close called it. She just was exactly what she wanted to have happen, was give her team a set play, get some action that she wanted to force, and then again with the forced turnover leading to points at the other end.
Wright tried to get it into Stalky as she was posting up on the right block, and the ball went out of bounds, and Anna immediately pointed to herself, said, hey, that's my bad. 71-53. UCLA with the lead in the basketball. 6:10 left to go in the fourth. Lob pass. Hawkeyes paint. Turnaround jumper rolls off the right side. Battle for the rebound. And Hawkeyes couldn't save it from going out of bounds. Nice attempt by Journey Houston, but Stalky was there. Houston was there. Just couldn't get both hands on it.
Couldn't quite corral it. It was getting kind of tipped around by several different players. Unfortunately, just sailed through Journey Houston's hands at the last second.
Exactly 6 to go. 71-53 UCLA off the inbounds play. Three-pointer. Neepkins right through. Short corner right side.
Oh, in screen for the 50% on the year free throw shooter. Neepkins get to the corner.
Hawks in transition. Get it in deep. And the finish by Hannah Stalky. One up strong on the left side and is fouled. And a chance for a traditional three-point play.
Well, nice action there from Iowa. Again, when they push in transition, good things tend to happen. Showing glimpses of what they're capable of offensively throughout this game and at USC the other night. Just not quite able to string it all together with stops in between.
Muse picks up her second. Stalky in and out on the free throw. Rattled around and came off the left side of the iron. And it's 74-55. UCLA with the lead in the basketball. Steal attempt by Deal as Dukalic, top of the key, tries to send it inside. And the ball goes out of bounds along the baseline. And it'll be Hawkeye basketball. Tried a little high-low action.
Now, fun fact, Hawkeyes so fast that the softball team here at UCLA asked her to come over and be a pinch runner. The 2023, I believe, NCAA tournament. She scored a run in the regional.
Double duty. And another fast break opportunity for the Hawkeyes results in a layup.
Love that. Just beat all the white jerseys back and get 2 points on the board.
74-57. UCLA with the basketball. Here's Rice. Gets it to Dukalic, left wide, open for a three ball left to the top of the key. And she knocked it down. 19 for Dukalic. Hayden has 19 as well after that last layup on the Hawks possession before this one. And that's an airballed three. Chit-chat right from the right wing. The ball goes out of bounds along the baseline over to the Bruins, leading by 20. And that's what they can do to you. They just have a 7-0 run, a 9-0 run, and all of a sudden you look up and you're down 20 again.
Exactly, and it happens fast, it happens quick, and before you blink, you are pointing from those double digits. Why they've won by an average margin of 30 on the year. They just can score in bunches, and they're very deep. The first 3 players off the bench are just as capable.
7 players have scored for UCLA as along the baseline, Chit-chat Wright is going to be called for a foul defending Kiki Rice. And that's going to result in free throws for UCLA. Rice at the line. She has 15 at 8 at the half. UCLA by 20, free throw up and good.
You know, we talked a little bit about Lauren Betts as the projected #1 pick in that WNBA draft, but you look from there, even Gianna Neepkins, who's been quiet today, she's projected as the #11 pick. Kiki Rice at 14, obviously these are, projections, nobody really knows, but that's the type of respect and the way they've played and garnered that type of attention that they're all going to be in the league, next year, pending what happens with the CBA and all those different negotiations going on in the W.
Rice connects on both free throws with 17. So, yeah, 3 potential first-round WNBA draft picks. Here is Deal. Drives along the baseline. Reverse layup is up and good off the window. Nifty move from Addie Deal. Her first bucket of the road trip.
Happy to see one go down for her as she's back in her home state from the Los Angeles area, and glad to see her get a little get a little good juju here.
Turnaround jumper just outside the paint. Left wing is good by Neepkins, who has come alive in the second half offensively. 81-59. Hawks go right into Hayden, and a left-handed layup no good from the left block. UCLA gets the rebound. Lauren Betts, top of the key. She has 14, now gives it off to Neepkins. Weaves her way into the paint. Lob pass into Betts, lays it up and in. Boy, just nothing you can do with that at 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7", and just long, athletic, can really move. And now she's doing this with a little bit of a nagging knee injury too. So very impressive, very, very impressive team we're seeing here today, Rob. No other way to say it.
Final Four team a year ago. Number 2 in the country, right behind UConn, as a 30-second timeout is taken. .329 left to go. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, of course, brings you Hawkeye women's basketball this season. Proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Also, University of Iowa Healthcare. Here for you no matter where you are in the state, changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. Hawkeye basketball out of the timeout. Here's Wright, gives it to Houston, will fire a three-pointer right at the top of the key. Might have been tipped, but Neepkins gets the rebound, and down court pass to Gukalic. And she goes up and has it knocked away and out of bounds. Touched less by the Hawkeyes. 83-59, 3:16 left to go. UCLA with the advantage. Bruins get it in. Coming off a screen is Dukalic, top of the key, takes one dribble, fires a three-pointer, and splashes that home. 22 off the bench for Angela Dukalic.
That kind of day for Angela. I remember when she visited Iowa when she was in high school at Des Plaines, Illinois, and Jan Jensen always loved her game, really wanted her to come to Iowa, and she's a really a good kid too. And I say kid, a young woman, I should say. And as much as you wish it wasn't happening to you, you can be happy for a player like that who you can tell her teammates have a lot of affection for. She's a good teammate. She plays hard, does things the right way, and she had her day today, that is for sure.
6'4" senior, can shoot it, can post up, put it on the floor and finish. Billick picks up a foul, which sends Addie Deal to the free throw line. Addie connects on the first. She has 3 to make it 86-60. Second one in the air, rolls around, no good. And the rebound taken down by Sienna Betts. We're under 3, 2:50 left to go. Be good for the Hawks to get back to Carver. Here's Rice. Now Sienna Betts just off the top of the key. Puts it on the floor. Left-hander puts it up. No good from 17. Rice gets the rebound, goes up, and has her shot partially blocked. And here's the Hawkeyes in transition, which results in a three-pointer from Taylor Strumlow from the left wing. Nice dump off by Journey Houston, leading the break.
Really nice push from Journey, showing her versatility, some of those guard skills that she has, although she's mostly been at the 4 for Iowa this year.
Taylor Strumlow with 12. She's had a good trip out west, and an offensive foul is going to be caught on Muse. That's her 3rd in limited minutes.
You know, you talked about double duty. There's another player on UCLA who actually is on the softball team currently. She's like an All-American type player for them. She's a great hitter, and she's not dressed today. I'm not sure, maybe they're practicing. I didn't see him practicing yesterday, though. Taking a day off.
Well, the softball season right around the corner.
Yeah, coming up next week.
UCLA expected to have another good team, and Hayes tries to hand it off to Strumlow, and it's knocked away by UCLA. Here's Rice in transition, hesitates, goes down the lane, spin move, no good. Short arm that, and Rice and Houston battle for the rebound and a whistle. And this is going to be a hold called on Kiki Rice. That'll be 3 on her. 86-63, 147 to go. And it'll be free throws for the Hawkeyes.
Now, Kiki Rice was the first player for UCLA out here during the warm-up, and just kind of watching her go about her business and her warm-up, you just kind of had that look about her of a player who will succeed at the next level. She just very, I don't know, business-like,
fluid,
automatic,
too.
Yeah, routine. She had a coach out there, a manager working with her too, just knew exactly what she wanted to get accomplished, and that's kind of that next level collegiate athlete who's able to do those things on their own. You know, it's, of course, when your coaches are there helping you, that's great, but to be able to do that type of work and work out on your own, it shows next level maturity, and she should have some success as she continues to rise.
Well, Journey Houston had success at the free throw line, knocked both of them down. She has 7. Number at 16, a career high at USC Thursday night. UCLA in the front court, and the ball almost lost. Betts just threw it out there, and then it was finally corralled by UCLA, but an air ball 3 in the corner by Bilic is off the mark, goes out of bounds. Hawkeye basketball with 1:27 left to go, 86-65. UCLA with the lead as Wright brings it across the timeline, gets it to Hayes at the elbow. Back to the basket. Now to Deal, Bilic on her. Chit-chat Wright has not scored since the second quarter. Bounce pass to Hayes near the free throw line. Hands to Deal. Comes off a screen. Now back to Stremlow. Right side Houston with 7. Puts it on the floor. Runner. Right wing no. Bilic the rebound. Under a minute. Ledger Walker out near the timeline. Just keeps that right-handed dribble going. Now shifts to the left side. 11 to shoot. Flips it off to Muse. Now inside. Sienna Betts goes up. Pump fake. Finishes. Has 7. Stremlow in the front court. Drives down the right side of the lane. Kicks it into the corner. 3-ball. Deal no good. Sienna Betts the rebound. And UCLA can dribble this one out. And that's exactly what Ledger Walker will do. As Jan Jensen heads to midcourt, shake hands with Corey Close. As the final seconds tick off, as UCLA stays perfect in Big Ten play with an 88-65 win over the Iowa Hawkeyes. Number 2 for a reason, as the Bruins push their mark to 21-1 overall, 11-0 in the conference. Big Ten's only undefeated team. The Hawkeyes fall to 18-4, 9-2 in league play. UCLA 88. Iowa 65. We'll be back with the post-game show from Pauley Pavilion after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawkeye fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Banks Student Living and Kirkwood Hotel. Come home to luxury living at the Banks Student Living, located just minutes from the U of I, with a 24/7 fitness center, resort-style pool, sauna, private study rooms, and so much more. Studio to 4-bedroom floor plans available. It's time to find your future home by visiting thebanksiowa.com or calling 319-249-6575 today.
Hi, Hawk fans. Coach Kirk Ferentz here. For 40 years, our players have proudly worn the ANF logo to honor the hardworking farmers who keep this country growing. With fewer farmers working the land, their challenges are bigger, but their commitment never wavers. The Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa Farm Bureau are proud to stand with these dedicated families who feed and fuel our nation. Thanks for celebrating 40 years of America Needs Farmers. Let's keep standing strong for the people who keep us going strong. To learn more, visit americaneedsfarmers.org.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawkeye basketball has been brought to you by Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. This is the Hawkeye Postgame Show.
Back at Pauley Pavilion on the campus of UCLA, where the Bruins showed why they're number 2 in the country and have now won 15 consecutive games. Defeat the Hawkeyes 88-65. And the Hawkeyes go 0-2 on the West Coast after 9 straight Big Ten victories. Overall stand at 18-4, but plenty of basketball here in the month of February. Before we get to the post-game stats report, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to Iowa Hawkeye Women's Basketball. Rob Brooks and Catherine Reynolds, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon here on the postgame show. And our postgame stats recap is brought to you by Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee, the official grocery partner of Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And 56 points in the paint by UCLA. Hawkeyes just 26. Bruins, you talk a lot about their offense, but teams only average about 56 points against them, and they make it tough down low.
They sure do, and they make it really tough for the guards to make those post-entry passes. You know, it starts there, and they're not a team that picks you up in the full court, but, man, in that half-court and quarter-court offense, they make life difficult. So all that led to Iowa shooting at 43% from the field today on 23 of 53 shooting, just shy of 24% from 3, 5 for 21, and 74% from the free throw line, 14 for 19. Ava Hayden was the leading scorer for the Hawks with 19 points, all of those actually coming in the second half on 7 of 12 shooting, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. She had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals as well. A couple other Hawks with numbers to note. Hannah Stolke with 13 points and 8 boards. Chit Chat Wright with 10 points and 7 assists. Taylor Strumlow, 12 points and 4 assists as well. Hawks did get out-rebounded today, 32-24. For UCLA, they, as a team, shot at just under 58% from the field, 37 for 64, 50% from 3, 6 for 12, highly efficient, and a perfect 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 100%. Leading scorer today for the Bruins was Angela Dugalich with 22 points on 9 of 13 shooting, 3 for 4 from 3, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 5 steals. Nice balance for the senior Bruin. Handful of other players in double figures. Gianna Neepkins with 10, Ledger Walker with 10, Kiki Rice with 17, Lauren Betts with 16 and 4 boards. As Rob mentioned, Iowa outscored in the paint 56-26. Haven't seen that happen very frequently this year, just considering the acumen of these Iowa posts. Points off turnovers, UCLA with 18, Iowa with 10. Second chance points, 12 for the Bruins, 9 for the Hawks. And bench points, 29 for the Bruins, 20 for Iowa. Iowa did turn it over 19 times today, but had 20 assists on 23 made baskets.
And for UCLA, 29 assists and 14 turnovers and 7 steals. And, you know, a lot made about Lauren Betts and Kiki Rice, and absolutely should be a lot made about them, but they've got other weapons as well. You look at 5 players in double figures, and Betts with 16, Rice with 17. But then, as you mentioned, Angela Dukulic coming off the bench with 22 at 10 at the half, and she really, I thought, provided a spark for UCLA in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, right when she got in, she had 5 quick points. She had a steal. You know, just really good energy. She seems like one of those players that just really understands the game. She's in the right spot at the right time, and she doesn't take ill-advised shots. And today they happen to go in. You know, that being said, she has a lot of games where shots go in. She spent some time as a starter for Coach Corey Close last year, and she's embraced that role to come off the bench and will definitely be in contention for 6th Player of the Year in the conference.
Hawkeyes did get to the free throw line 19 times, 14 of 19, and early in that fourth quarter made a nice run, got it to within 13, and that forced a UCLA timeout. And then Kiki Rice hit a 3-pointer, and all the momentum back on the side of the Bruins. More postgame from Pauley Pavilion coming up as we wrap up UCLA's 88-65 victory over the Iowa Hawkeyes. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game, honoring those who serve at every Hawkeye game. Just as our veterans safeguard our freedom, American Equity helps protect your financial future. Named one of Newsweek's most trustworthy insurance companies in America 3 years in a row, American Equity delivers secure retirement income with the service you deserve. Join American Equity in honoring and thanking all who serve our country.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks!
Life moves fast. Quick Start keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. While you're fueling up with our fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. Always clean stores, clean restrooms, and a smile for your day. Hey, we're all about saving you time, money, and making life easier. Quick Star's here for you. Whenever you need us, we got you covered.
Everyone knows the BBB is the Better Business Bureau, but depending on what you need, it's the Better Plumber Bureau, the Better Auto Mechanic Bureau, the Better Accountant Bureau. That's because the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better check that business out first so you don't get ripped off bureau. Be smart. Always look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Hawkeyes lose to UCLA. Number 2 versus number 8. Another top 10 matchup, 88-65. As we'll take a look at some of the scores around the country. Plenty of basketball on this Sunday afternoon as the scoreboard is brought to you by Community Choice Credit Union. Does your bank care about you? Then tell them no bank you and become an unbanker at Community Choice. Right now, partial score, midway through the first quarter. Number 11 Ohio State has an early advantage over Nebraska, 13-7. Illinois is at Washington a little bit later on today. Finals, Texas 78, Oklahoma 70. Number 4 versus number 10. And Vanderbilt comes back after being behind against Florida, 82-66. UConn by 30 over Tennessee, 96-66. LSU defeated Alabama 103-63. And we'll pause our scoreboard as Abby Stamp joins me post-game. As Abby, one thing that stuck out to me there in the fourth quarter, got it down to 13, made a nice little run and forced UCLA to call a timeout. But as really good teams do, they came back and knocked down a 3 and then kind of took it home from there. But it goes back to the fact that this team's going to play you for 40 minutes no matter the result.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think overall we did a better job of that than we did Thursday night against USC. And I think we can be proud of that. This is certainly a very, very, very good basketball team. And to have them on their, to be out here on their home court as well is a tough assignment. But I do think, for the most part, you saw quite a bit of grit and fight from us today. And also, we are a young team. Everybody knows that. But there was a couple times today we were really, really young on the floor. And when you think about this being the number 2 team in the country and just how well they execute things and how disciplined they are, disappointed certainly in the result and the margin of victory for them. But, I think we can take a few things away from this that are going to help us in the long run, certainly.
Some nice halftime adjustments made. I've had to be a conversation about getting Ava Hayden into the offense, and boy, did she had a terrific third quarter.
Yeah, she did. And, I think that is probably the hardest thing for us to swallow a little bit right now is the first half of both of these games, out here since we came west. We just have not run our offense, and we just have let in pressure. Now, both of these teams have the ability to be very good pressure defensive teams. They're long, they're big, they're athletic. We see that throughout the league. These teams both are a little bit extraordinary at that, but we let that bother us too much as far as turnovers and just not getting in the flow of our offense. Once we did, like you said, in the third quarter and some in the fourth, you saw some good flashes of what we want to be getting out of that, and Ava was a big part of that.
Yeah, UCLA, a type of team, really no weaknesses. They can do it to get you inside, outside, obviously can score, but that defense can frustrate you as well.
Yeah, coming into this game, I think they're holding people to 35% from the field. So you look at our numbers, we shot 43% from the field. Obviously, would have liked that to have been better, but what we really struggled was from the three-point line, and they're big on the inside, and you just got to knock some outside shots down. So, we had a couple of our starting guards go 0-4, and that's tough, and we just got to keep getting in the gym, keep believing, and the biggest thing we got to do from this is not let this swing rattle us too much. Looking into going ahead to this, it's a tough swing to get out here. Certainly it's tough when you got the number 2 team in the country, and USC was, really clawing, scratching, fighting, with the position they were in as well too. So tough. Certainly wanted to definitely at least go 1-1. Tough to drop 2 out here, but we have a lot of really, obviously, certainly winnable games. We think every game is a winnable game, but we got to make sure we shore up a few things, keep our confidence high, and then come back into Carver ready to go on Thursday.
Yeah, that's kind of the nice thing too. Is this is a tough trip on everybody in the Big Ten because of the competition, but to get back home and as you mentioned, not let these 2 losses linger into the month of February, because we've got a ton of basketball. We just here February 1st, so it's a big month. We just passed the halfway point of the Big Ten season, so a lot of action to come.
A lot of action to come, certainly. And I think one thing for us, I mentioned just our confidence. I think we got to get ourselves, physically just a little bit back. The grind of January can be pretty tough, and you're doing a lot of this stuff, and then to end it with a long trip like this. So we gotta spend a lot of time on film, a lot of time with our positions, really breaking things down, making sure we're learning that way. And certainly, you got to back off the legs a little bit this time of year, but like you said, February is a really, really important time. We're certainly really happy with the way we played for January, and we want to make sure we're playing our best basketball here as we're coming up. So that's going to be a key point for us coaches as we're trying to do everything we can to make that happen.
And you can't lose sight losing a starter at this stage of the season, and that changes everybody else's role as far as rotations and everything.
Yeah, and I think we're still trying to kind of figure out exactly what the rotations are going to look like. We had it pretty down pat. That was probably, 3 games we had everybody really healthy there. And so, yeah, that's going to just take a little bit of time to sort out. And we, this offense, we're maybe not as positionless as we were in our previous offense. So we're still kind of experimenting with a few things, and there's no doubt we're going to be able to figure some things out. Coach Jay's done a tremendous job for us all year, obviously, in a lot of areas, and the one thing she's outstanding at is really motivating our student athletes. And so we're going to get them back tonight. We're going to get them a little rest, and then we promise we're going to get them motivated and ready to go for the week ahead.
How about the week out here, though? Taylor Stremlow and Journey Houston looking for 2 players that came off the bench out here. Seemingly did some really nice things.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Journey certainly has been just a real bright spot all year, making the most of, quite honestly, pretty limited minutes, right? She's playing about 10 to 15, maybe a few more than that here and there, but always really efficient in those minutes. So had that again tonight. And then Strem has given us a lot of good punch off the bench. She's versatile. She can play a lot of different positions and has been really shooting the ball from 3 well for us lately. So really kind of Chat and Strem have kind of held on to that 3-point. We got to get Kylie back being a little consistent. We got to get Addie's shot falling again, and it's just a tough week for those 2. But they're going to stay at it, and we're going to get back home to Carver, and we're going to knock some down and get right back to it.
That's the best news.
I love it.
Back to Carver.
Back to Carver, absolutely. Always a good thing.
Abby, appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob.
Abby Stamp, assistant coach for the Hawkeyes after UCLA defeats Iowa 88-65. The Hawks will get back to work and get set for the Minnesota Gophers on Thursday inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. Let's run through the rest of these finals here as California lost to number 7 Louisville, 71-59, and overtime victory for the Michigan Wolverines as they took care of the Michigan State Spartans by 3, 94-91. 2 really good basketball teams going at it in the state of Michigan. Texas Tech by 2 over TCU, 62-60. West Virginia 70, number 14 Baylor 60, and number 18 Kentucky 93, Arkansas 73, and Duke no problem with Wake Forest 80-44. Then a couple other finals in the Big Ten. It was Minnesota, of course, will be in Iowa City on Thursday, 88, Purdue 55, and Indiana picks up their first Big Ten victory of the year over Northwestern, 89-75. And then just underway out here, USC is taking on Rutgers, and a little bit of a slow start for the Trojans, but they've got it going now. Lead Rutgers 45-29 with 3:37 left to go in quarter number 3. Highlights, and we'll head to the Iowa locker room when we come back to Los Angeles after UCLA defeats the Hawkeyes 88-65. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
Whether they roll the dough or pour the joe, bake the bread or greet instead, your team goes the extra mile, and they deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. For plans that cover businesses of all sizes, Delta Dental customizes. With employer costs as low as $0, you can offer benefits and be a hero. Affordable coverage is a click away. Visit deltadentalia.com today.
Country sensation Carly Pierce is coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort Saturday, March 7th. She lit a fire with her debut album, Every Little Thing, and hasn't slowed down since, with hits like What He Didn't Do and Heels Overhead. to duets like I Hope You're Happy Now, she's sure to burn up our event center stage. Grab your tickets now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
UCLA won all 4 quarters, 17-13 in the first, 22-15 in the second, 23-17 in the third, and the fourth quarter by 6 at 26-20 after the Hawkeyes cut it to 14 early in the fourth quarter and forced UCLA to call a timeout, but as good teams do, went on a nice run to extend that lead. Well, Ava Hayden really got things going for the Hawkeyes in the third quarter. Didn't have any points in the first 2 quarters, ended up with 19, and the bulk of those coming in the third. She had 13 and 8 at USC on Thursday, ended up with 19 and 3 boards on 7 of 12 from the floor, and 5 out of 5 from the free throw line. Catherine talked to Ava from the Iowa locker room.
Ava, I'm going to ask Coach the same question. You know, this road trip didn't go how you guys wanted it to go, of course, but what do you feel like you could take away as a team from your perspective and, you know, the player perspective?
You know, as a young team, we are learning through these processes and experiences. I think that we're doing a pretty good job of sticking together and uplifting each other, battling as much as we can. And I think that's an area that we can also grow in too. And so hopefully taking that grit and that fire and bring that to the next few games that we play.
You know, you played UConn earlier this year, faced some post players that are strong just like today, but you know, it seemed like UCLA in particular just one after the next off the bench. Really tough matchups. What was that like today?
Yeah. You know, it's hard when there's a height differential, but I think that our posts were working really hard to budge off the block and giving it our all, especially when we're in foul trouble. And then
how did things change for you between the first half and the second half, you know, offensively at least, 19 points all in the second half?
You know, I think it's just like not a puzzle, but work the problem. And so I think in the first half, you know, a few shots that I had were good. They just didn't go down. And so coming out, make sure to stay strong and keep going after and get her in foul trouble. You know, that was my main goal, and that worked really well, I think.
All right, thanks for your time, Ava. Safe travels.
Okay, thank you.
Ava Hayden, who led the Hawkeyes in scoring today with 19 points and has led the Hawkeyes throughout the season in that category as well, coming into today's game at 16.2. Time for the post-game interview with Jan Jensen, presented by Oaknall. It is Oaknall's mission to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 59 years. Oaknall is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oaknall.com to learn more. Back to the Iowa locker room.
Coach Jay, 2 tough opponents out here on the West Coast, USC and then obviously today UCLA, team that's just loaded with, you know, 5-star type recruits, but not how you wanted it to go. But what do you take away from this road trip that you can use to springboard you moving forward?
Well, I mean, I think this trip is pretty much summed up by a lot of turnovers. You know, we had turnovers at USC. We had too many today, and we just, you know, we couldn't ever. I think their defense is really good. I think USC's defense is a little bit more hands-on, in your face, and pressured us a little more. I think they pressured us more the first half, but I also think we had just some really silly turnovers. You know, if we had 19, I bet you 7 of them were just kind of oh boy, wish we could rewind that. And you just can't do that against really, really good teams. And I do think UCLA is, we played Connecticut ranked number 1, and we now played UCLA, and there's no question in my mind who number 1 is. And haven't played 3 and 4, but I wouldn't argue against UCLA. They just have so many weapons, and they're so efficient.
They are, and it was a tough task for your post players who have been so dominant, really, over the course of most of this season. But I'm curious what the message was to Ava and your team at halftime for her to go from, first half scoreless and then, to finish the game with 19 points.
Yeah, I thought we were just a little timid. We were timid, I thought, at USC. I thought, we really talked about being much more aggressive. And I just thought we were a little bit on our heels. But I liked how we came out. I thought we had some good segments where we really battled and were really, just a little bit more tenacious. But we had too many times when we kind of got on our heels. And, turnovers will do that to you, man. You just think we had several stretches where we were back-to-back turnovers and maybe one time back-to-back-to-back. And when you do that, boy, that's the thing that, kind of breaks the camel's back. So I think that was just really, to me, I got to watch the film. But, we just, we had too many turnovers. We couldn't get a flow. And then that second half, we kind of got it going together. But I'm pretty sure after we had that start with Ava and that 1-2 punch, then we had some turnovers again that kind of stymied us.
Well, you head back home, get to be back in the friendly confines next week against Minnesota.
Yep, that'd be great. So that's the one thing, I told the team, it's like, these are 2 tough teams. It's a tough stretch out here, but now we really got to dig in. And, this next 5 weeks of the season, a lot left. We're 9-2. We got to keep battling, and you just don't want, 2 losses to snowball. So I believe our team will bounce back.
All right, well, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you. God bless. Go Hawks.
Jan Jensen from the Iowa Hawkeye locker room after UCLA defeats the Hawks 88-65. But the home game she's talking about will start with Minnesota on Thursday night. That is a 6 o'clock tip from Carver Hawkeye Arena. And then the Hawkeyes will have the weekend off and then face Washington on the 11th at 6:30. So back-to-back games at Carver Hawkeye as Iowa will try to get victory number 10 in the Big Ten Conference against a very improved Minnesota team that wiped out Purdue today 88-55. We'll listen in on some of today's top plays from Pauley Pavilion when we come back. UCLA 88, Iowa 65. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Go for the big Honda savings. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Get as low as 0.99% APR on a new 2025 Ridgeline. Go for the most car and driver 10 best awards with 98 trophies. Search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 3/2/26.
Hey Hawks, it's Coach Ben McCullum. Join me for Hawk Talk on the Hawkeye Radio Network, weekly at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Check out the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. Go Hawks.
Hawkeye Basketball on 1040 WHO is brought to you by Quick Star, Better Business Bureau, Lennox, American Equity, Tournament Club of Iowa, Big Grove, Oak Knoll, U.S. Cellular.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Hawks fall to number 2, UCLA 88-65. Time for today's precision plays of the game. And they are brought to you by Civco Medical Solutions. Precision matters most when your loved one is undergoing an invasive procedure. For over 40 years, Civco has been a trusted provider for image-guided procedures, counted on to deliver outstanding service and superior quality around the world. Civco Medical Solutions, making image-guided procedures safer. Let's listen in on some of the action today from Pauley Pavilion. Hayden comes out and catches, hands it off to Feuerbach, sets a screen, drives paint, now kicks it off to the corner, and he deal for 3. Dipped in, popped out, but Hayden saves it along the baseline. Hawks another opportunity, 3-ball, swish, top of the key 3 for Chit-Chat Wright. Hipkins tried to get it to Rice, the top of the key. Its ball is loose, stolen by Chit-Chat Wright. Drives in, easy layup with the right hand off the window, and Chit-Chat Wright has 5. In transition, UCLA with Hawkeyes gets into the paint, and a charge is called, taken by Chit-Chat Wright. Terrific position in the middle of the paint. Makes a move, now Houston does as well, and a wide open 3 from the left wing by Journey Houston, coming off a career high 16, her first hoop. And then the Hawkeyes come right back in transition. Ava Hayden beats everybody down the court and scores, and she has 6, all 6 of the Hawkeye points in the third quarter. Good hustle by Iowa to keep that alive. Stremlow, free throw line extended right, gets it top of the key. Hayden, turnaround jumper at the elbow. Count it. Ava Hayden, 14 points in the quarter. Everything the Hawkeyes doing right now outside the paint. Stremlow, lob pass in for Ava Hayden. Catch, shot good with the left hand, but into the hands of Stremlow. 3-ball left wing, no. The ball loose again, dug up by Stalky. Back to Stremlow, 3. Count it from the left wing for Taylor Stremlow. Wasn't going to miss back-to-back shot. Ball possession for the Hawks. Stremlow gets it back from Hayden, then drives all the way in. Left-handed layup is good. Took it down the right side of the lane, reversed to the left, and Taylor Stremlow, her first basket. Taylor Stremlow, again, terrific off the Iowa bench. Had 11 at USC on Thursday, all coming in the first half, and had 12 this afternoon, 6 in the first half, and a couple of buckets, both the 3-pointers in half number 2. Hawkeyes, double figure-wise, put 4 players in that category. Ava Hayden leading the way, had 0 at intermission, and then really got going, especially in that third quarter. Finished with 19. 13 from Hannah Stalky, including 8 rebounds. Also had 4 assists. 12 for Stremlow, as we talked about. Also contributed 4 assists. And then 10 for Chit-Chat Wright, all coming in the first 2 quarters. Chit-Chat shot just 8 times, 3 of 8, 2 of 6 from 3. But that assist-to-turnover ratio continues to be a sparkling statistic. Had 7 assists and just 2 turnovers today. 22 points off the bench for UCLA's Angela Dukalic. Had 10 at the half, 22 to finish. Lauren Betts had 16. Kiki Rice ended up with 17, 8 at intermission. So for the Hawkeyes, just their 4th loss in the last 21 Big Ten regular seasons. Big Ten regular season games. The Hawkeyes fell to 5-3 against AP top 25 opponents this year. The Hawks are now 8-9 against the AP top 25 in Jan Jensen's 2 seasons, 1+ season, and the Hawkeyes are 4-1 against their last 5 ranked opponents. So onward for the month of February. It's going to be an interesting race in the Big Ten. Right now, obviously, UCLA in the driver's seat at 11-0, and the Hawkeyes fall to 18-4, 9-2 in conference play. 88-65, the final, as the Bruins led for 37 minutes and 15 seconds. The Hawkeyes for 1:45. Hawkeye men's basketball coming up tonight as The Iowa men out in Eugene to take on the Oregon Ducks, the first of their West Coast swing, and then that'll be the game tonight, and then at Washington on Wednesday. And then we'll have Hawk Talk from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar tomorrow night. The Jan Jensen show begins at 6 o'clock, 6 until 7. And then our next game broadcast will be on Thursday, as the Hawkeyes will entertain the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That is a 6 o'clock tip. We'll be on the air with the pregame show, as always, 30 minutes before tip. 5:30 the pregame show, 6 o'clock the tip. That'll wrap up our coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball this afternoon, as the Hawkeyes go 0-2 on the West Coast swing. First two losses, though, in the Big Ten still. After 9 straight victories, are in good position at 9-2. For Catherine Reynolds, I'm Rob Brooks. The final score once again, UCLA 88, the Iowa Hawkeyes 65. Good afternoon from Pauley Pavilion on the campus of the UCLA Bruins. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawkeye basketball has been brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda, to see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Explore Minnesota. Discover the star of the North. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. And by University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.